As I say, it all comes down to perspective. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything. Daunting thought. If I could see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality.
I just wanna find a way out, sick of the venom in my brain. Running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this. I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once that I so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started to outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I'll give up everything, daunting love. If I can see my dream, make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Lonely now, I'll give up everything, daunting love. If I can see my dreams, make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality.
Morning, everybody. Man, if that backdrop gets any more neon, brother. Yo, WW to everyone that gathered the money together on the throne that got the neon lights. They look real good, that backdrop, boy. Let me tell you, I got them on a nice little setting where they like go from I think it's red to blue or purple, red, and blue. And then it goes to this nice magenta color in between. That's right, getting brighter in here every day. Ooh. Oh, no shot. Is this a survival game? Oh, let's go. I love these old style of games. Yo, this shit remind me of watching a Betty Bebop. Betty. It remind me of watching a Betty. Is it Bebop? Betty Bebop or Beboop? Boop boop be doop. Old school. I like the old, the really old Looney Tunes. Ooh. So this is like what, a Pokemon Sim 2? What the fuck? Yo! I'm kind of surprised they went with color. This game would look terrifying in black and white. What the fuck? It's smiling, bro. Is it sad that it's scarier when something is smiling at you and when it's coming to kill you? I don't know what it is, man. Gonna get you. The hell is this?
Peggy 16.
Yeah, because crazy people?
Congrats on completing our onboarding program.
Meet
Oh, let's
your
go more, darling.
administered Sentient chickpeas. They aren't overly smart, and they have a tendency to sin a lot, but I suppose that's why we're here. To cleanse them in between their lives before it gets too bad. Welcome to Hell Inc., Administrator. Your bureaucratic empire starts today.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to feel about this game, but I like the premise. That's really cool, actually.
If that pleases you.
Be competent, be good, and loyal. Please be loyal.
Would you look at that? The hummus are feeling spiritual, believing
What
in
the
cosmic
fuck?
forces playing with their fate.
All right, I reckon you have some skill. So I might as well turn up the heat.
Oh!
They're going for the temple.
No matter what awaits us, we face it together.
Oh no! Is that a demon?
Oh, that's it. We're gonna get ripped apart by demons. Or toasted by the chairman if he sees the world like that.
There's a lot more to this game than I thought.
Lily hasn't told you what happened with your predecessor, right? Such a disappointment.
Timing is everything. Wouldn't you say?
What an interesting little game. That's really cool. The hell is this?
논의를 하나입니다.
Let's check out PlayStation right quick. Same shit. What the fuck, man? The hell, IGN? What's going on here? And PlayStation too. That's okay. Did this whole thing play?
Life
All right.
really is a matter.
So I guess the critical drinker went and saw the Super Mario Galaxy. Charlie did not rate it high, but let me tell you something. It's a child's movie. Nintendo is a child's company surrounded by a bunch of people that don't know how to become adults and grow up and get away from Nintendo. I don't necessarily blame Nintendo. I just don't.
Life really is a matter of perspective, dear viewer. One man's trash could be another man's treasure, and the only thing separating the two is what personally matters to them. Case in point, Super Mario Galaxy, a film that's poised to dominate the April box office and is probably going to be one of the few movies this year to hit $1 billion. But is it actually worth your time and money? Well, it all comes down to perspective. If you're a little kid with ADHD who just wants to see lots of bright colours and action and loud noises and a plot that literally never lets up for a single second, or a lifelong Nintendo superfan who's content to bask in the warm, comforting glow of nostalgia while munching member berries as they allow the film to carry them back into a simpler, happier, more innocent time in their life, then well, you can safely ignore everything I'm about to say in this review and just go see the film. You'll probably have an absolute blast and come away happy and contented, even if you're not entirely sure what you just saw, but you probably won't care. And the drinker supports this. Never let it be said I want to get in the way of people having a good time. If, however, you're hoping for something just a little deeper, maybe some meaningful character arcs, or a story that tugs at the heartstrings and stays with you longer than the walk back to your car, you're probably going to come up short with this one. Allow me to elaborate. The story, such as it is, picks up sometime after the events of the first Mario movie. Bowser is now imprisoned by Mario and Luigi after being defeated at the end of the previous film. Princess Peach is now the benevolent ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, and all seems to be going well. Until this weird little star thing shows up one day to report that Peach's long-lost sister Rosalina has been captured by Bowser Jr., who's planning to use her power to free his dad from prison so that they can take over the galaxy together. So Peach heads off to rescue her sister and save the fucking day, while Mario and Luigi just kind of hang around waiting for something to happen. And happen it does, when Bowser Jr. shows up and tries to rescue his dad, forcing the two brothers to head off and reunite with Peach so that the rest of the plot can happen. And
So wait a minute. So you have a Super Mario movie that starts with Rosalina in the blackness of the void, right? And then Peach goes to find her to rescue her, and Mario and Luigi just stay there? What was the thought process with that?
Factions come together for one final battle to stop Bowser's super weapon, rescue Rosalina, and save the entire galaxy. Just another day at the office then. You know, reviewing a movie like this is actually pretty challenging because in some ways it lacks even the most basic elements of what a movie is, so there's not a whole lot for me to analyse. 3-act plot structure with dramatic highs and lows? Don't need it.
Like at the beginning of every single Super Mario or Mario game, there's always Princess Peach being a useless bitch, telling you that you need to go and bonk your head on a bunch of fucking cubes and give yourself 78 concussions just to save the kingdom. And this is the one time she decides to go off on her own? What the fuck?
Plot is more like a 90-minute trailer, a heat-seeking missile streaking towards its target, never slowing down or deviating from its course even for a second. I'm not kidding, the pace of this film is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It literally never stops. Everything just gets thrown at you in this relentless bombardment with almost no cause and effect to link any of it together. No sooner is one plot event dropped in than we move right along to the next with zero time to catch our breath or take any of it in. Like I say, if you're a little kid who just wants to get to the next action scene and doesn't really give a shit about how or why any of it's happening, this movie is absolute heaven for you. For anyone else though, it's gonna feel like the cinematic equivalent of 3 Red Bulls.
And you know what's crazy? Is that this isn't just a movie thing. I feel like because YouTubers cracked the code on how viewership works when it comes to scene by scene by scene by scene by scene by scene, because you'll notice it a lot with YouTube videos. If you count how many times an edited YouTube video, not like mine, but like if you go to someone else's, you'll like actually the Critical Drinker. You count the number of seconds between each scene. That's what a lot of TV shows adopted, and I'm sure that's what a lot of movies are going to start adopting as well. It's to keep your attention, because the attention span is really tiny.
Cinematic equivalent of 3 Red Bulls.
See, these two are just this is all different scenes.
For you.
So 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2
3 Red Bulls followed by a line of
1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1
really.
6 7 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 1. You see, like each scene, it's meant to keep your attention. It's weird, but there's a method to the madness. There is. Even the critical drinker himself is using it. And it's not a bad thing. It definitely isn't something you could use, in my personal opinion. I don't think it's something that you can use for a movie. Because if you constantly bombard somebody like this, I get fatigued. I do. I get fatigued really quick. So for me, it's very mentally fatiguing. I don't know how some people can sit there and swipe up all day like that. That shit drives me crazy. I can't do that. But the newer generations, that shit is like crack to them, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You get pulled from
and you can't really pull a good story out of 3, 5, 10-second scenes every 5, 10 seconds, you know?
Piece to another depending on the whims of the writers.
Just doesn't seem like
What's interesting though is that for a movie with Mario's name on the poster, the script actually has very little interest in Mario or Luigi. For the most part, they're just kind of along for the ride, playing second fiddle to far more important characters. The real narrative focus is split between Peach, who's on a quest to rescue her sister and forms what I could best describe as the core of the film, and Bowser, who's caught between loyalty to his son and his friendship towards the Mario brothers. I mean, it's not exactly deep and meaningful character work, but it's...
There was a lot of people that, who the hell, it was Charlie that said that too, that he had became friends with Mario and Luigi, so it had this weird dynamic where he was friends with them, but he also wanted to maintain being an evil piece of shit. So I wonder if there's more to that than what a lot of them are leading on to be, like maybe he's got like an existential crisis. I mean, like, let's be honest here, that's gotta suck.
But remember what I was saying about perspective? Well, you can always rely on Grace Randolph to provide you with a particularly retarded one.
I continue to feel that Bowser and now Bowser Jr. are a little bit too actually evil. Like, it goes beyond cartoon villainy.
They're supposed to be evil. They're supposed to want to kill... What do you think the original Mario games were like? Bro, like, whenever you fell in lava, you got turned into bones, bro. They weren't fucking around.
Maybe because they kind of mimic, like, the toxic manosphere that is, like, I don't know if it's becoming more and more popular, if it's maybe finally reached its breaking point.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
I'm going to be honest here, I have literally no idea what she's talking about, and I think most people watching her review didn't either. There is nothing even vaguely resembling the toxic manosphere in these two characters. It's just a generic story about a son trying to live up to his father's legacy.
It's kind of funny that she said that, considering that it's a Nintendo film. When have you ever played a Nintendo film and you felt like it was a toxic atmosphere? That's one of the reasons why people can't grow up and get away from these damn games. They're too damn colorful and pixelated. Come on.
He maybe didn't understand the legacy quite as well as he thought. As I said earlier though, the real focus here is on Princess Peach, and holy shit do they go all in on this character, to the point where it starts to feel like some weird fetish on the part of the writers. She is, without a doubt, the most powerful, capable, and important character in this entire universe, and it's not...
Well, she can't be capable. It's not something she can do. You know why? Because you disregard the original flow of the Mario games. You cannot stop alienating people. Stop doing it. You're dumb. That was the whole point of Mario and Luigi. What are we doing?
even close. Time after time, she defeats literally dozens of enemies all at once with zero difficulty, overcomes every trap and obstacle with ease, finds every piece of information she needs, and ultimately unlocks her true power to save the entire galaxy. I mean, it doesn't feel mean-spirited or anything. I never
Why
got the
even
impression-
have Mario and Luigi in there? See, this is the shit that I was talking about, like the same thing with The Witcher. They make the OG masculine people that should be there doing with the, like, they keep taking all these legacies and they keep shitting on the main characters that they're about. It's the same thing with The Witcher. The Witcher, they gave that dude the back burner. Bro, it's literally called The Witcher. What are you doing? Bro, like, Super Mario Brothers? Hello?
The film was trying to crap on men or anything like that, but Jesus Christ, you do know there's other characters in this movie, right? Like, why even put them in there if you're just gonna have Peach do basically everything by herself? At this point, we're so far into the princess who rescues herself trope that she doesn't just rescue herself, she even rescues another fucking princess while she's at it. On that subject, a lot of people on Open Bar last night were asking me what Brie Larson's Rosalina is like. Is she a Captain Marvel-style girl boss who's out to dominate every situation and put the boys in their place? Well, no, not really. There's not even a whole lot I can say about her, to be honest. She's in like 2 scenes at most. She's functionally identical to Princess Peach, and just generally comes across as a pretty nice person trying to protect her surrogate family. And hey, Brie seems pretty happy to be part of this film, and who can blame her? After like 5 years in actor's jail, she's probably happy to just be doing anything. For me though, the real star of the show was Glenn Powell's Fox McCloud, who's cool and suave and absolutely owns every scene he's in. The only problem is he doesn't even show up until like the last 30 minutes, and he's chronically under-
God, they actually have Star Fox in the movie? Bro, you know they about to branch. I might actually go see that. Star Fox was legit, bro. That was a damn good game.
Used. Shit, man, I would take an entire film about him just flying space.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, hell, let's go.
Ships and going off on adventures. Characters and plot aside, Mario fans looking for member berries, references, in-jokes, and nostalgia bait are in for an absolute treat with this one. As someone who played Super Mario World to death back in the early 90s, even I cracked a smile at some of the recognisable iconography, vehicles, and characters. The visual style and the animation is just as bright, colourful, and fast-paced as you'd expect. The soundtrack is suitably epic and bombastic, some of the action scenes are pretty impressive, and yeah, it can all get a bit hyperactive and overwhelming at times, but what can I say? They know their audience with this one, and they're probably giving them exactly what they want. Anyway, I've prattled on long enough. The real question you're asking here is whether Super Mario Galaxy is worth your time. Well, the best I can say is that if you liked the first one, you're probably going to enjoy the sequel just as much. It's really just more of all the things you got last time with everything dialed up to 11. It's bright, it's colourful, it's fast-paced, and if you're willing to switch your brain completely off, then there's fun to be had with it for sure. If, on the other hand, you're looking for a movie that's deeper than a puddle, that has an actual story to tell and interesting characters to delve into, you're probably looking in the wrong place. As
I'm
I
not
say,
surprised.
it all comes down to perspective. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Yo, W Critical Drinker. W Critical Drinker. All right, boys, you know what time it is. It's shit talking time, but before I do that, hold on. I forgot to pull up the damn chat. Is it? Go to the bottom. It's that. Gotta make sure I don't leak my stream key. That. I can't believe I forgot it. I was thinking about that. I was like, God damn it, I forgot. I forgot to pull up my thing. What a pain. This one? There it is. All right. I don't know what's been going on with gaming. There hasn't been any games, man. I don't know what to do. Been no games, guys. Okay, we should be good now. It's like nothing new on the market. Oh boy, here we go. Was it this one? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Let's get it. Oh, man.
I'm a candidate.
This is a candidate for election inside of Britain.
My name is Fazila Patel. I'm a candidate.
What the fuck?
For the Conservative. Please, brother and sister, I need your vote and support. Please vote for me.
Did you have any issues? Obviously, you're wearing the niqab, and a hijab is a very, very wonderful thing for our Muslim sisters out there. Was there any issues, and what do you have to say about that?
My party have no issue. My party have support me.
Jesus, man. So, here we go.
A Muslim woman screams at British police officers.
This is how we got rights in this country. We fought for it. We fought for it. Slavery was legal.
What did you fight for? What did you fight for? You look like just...
Yeah, what the fuck? What is she talking about? What are you talking about? Wait, what? You weren't even in the country when that happened. You weren't even the oppressed source. What are you on about?
We fought for it. Slavery was legal.
What did you fight for? What did you fight for? You look like you just come out of school. What did you fight for? My grandfather fought for the country, not you.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? Hello? What are you even on about?
No way. Stop being a pedophile. Move away. Pedophile. Well done.
Fucking patriot. Absolute fucking patriot.
There we go.
Man, they really trying to make people feel like shit for something. Like, they weren't even the oppressed class. What are you talking about, bruh?
60-year-old man. Pedophilia, is it though? What is it then? We have a Me Too movement. Move away.
Fun fact, more British Muslims volunteered to fight for ISIS than serve in the UK army. There's no way this is true, right? There's no way that's true.
Holy shit. Holy shit. We got to get these people the fuck up out of our country, man. We got to get them out of Britain too. Restore Britain.
Oh my god.
Because of that threat of Islamic extremism, we should have less Islam in this country. Was that a wise phrase, talking about less Islam?
They're still caught. The reality is that, yeah, that's the way a lot of people in Britain feel. But they're not willing to use that language yet because it's still too politically incorrect.
This country has had a wildly stupid and lax immigration policy for decades. And we allowed people like the Abedi family, a family of jihadists. And one of the sons they gave this country, Salman Abedi, who at the age of 22 killed 22 young girls at the Manchester Arena. His brothers just stabbed and thrown boiling oil at 3 prison wards. Let me
I'm starting to notice a pattern.
Why were the Abedi family in the UK? Why is nobody interested in asking that? There are lots of types of extremism. When it comes to jihadist extremism, jihadism comes from Islam. Therefore, if it's 1%, 5%, 15% of the Muslim faith who follow that version of it, you've got a hell of a problem.
What I find to be ironic is that the Muslim countries seem to do a better job with their extremism than the Western countries do.
Because the Western countries don't know what to fucking do with them. But the Muslim countries know how to deal with these extremists. That's why a lot of them are fleeing that country, is because of that reason.
There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists and terrorists coming out of Europe because of the lack of decision-making, trying to be politically correct.
They figured it out, but Britain can't figure it out. Maybe you should ask them for help.
Exactly. They know how to deal with these people. Don't worry, we're gonna watch that. There's one more I wanted to... Here we go. This is a big one. This is a real big one. This one will have your jaw dropping. Watch this.
Earlier today. Until recently, Hamidia Soleimani and her daughter were green card holders living lavishly in the United States.
We need to do this with all these people that come to our country and then hate our country. We need to do it with every single one of them. If you come to this country and you start protesting with an Iranian flag in this country, advocating for the terrorists, it's time for you to go back. Since you miss it so much, we need to round you all up and send you back.
Afshar is the niece of deceased General Qasem Soleimani.
He died like a dog. He died like a cat.
Damn straight.
Coward, running and crying.
Wait, sorry. Wrong one.
And he was a monster. And he's no longer a monster. He's dead.
She's also an outspoken supporter of the Iranian regime who celebrated attacks on Americans and referred to our country as the Great Satan. This week, I terminated both her and her daughter's legal status, and they are now in ICE custody pending removal from the United States.
W. Marco fucking Rubio. W. Marco Rubio.
The girl there, the niece of this guy, is I mean, she's dressing like an OnlyFans girl. She is. And this is what I really, really hate. These are women who are literally dressing up like OnlyFans girls that are celebrating.
Subdivision ever in Texas yet? It will make you want to rally up everybody in the chat. The Muslim Irving, Texas. I did like how the fuck do you spell that? IRVIN. I don't even know how to fuck you spell that. Are you sure that was real?
All right, here we are.
No. It's not going to be on Fox. If you, does it have like a name? Does the incident have a name? Do you have I don't doubt that it's real, but instead of like, digging around the internet, do you have any descriptors of it? I mean, I know like the whole Muslim thing, but I don't know anything about it. I wouldn't mind reacting to it, but I don't know.
That would beat you to death for dressing like that. So what do I think the solution is? I'm a big fan of the Dante's Inferno, Contrapasso. I think we send them back over there. You like this regime so much? You like dressing like this so much? It's time to go back. It's time to go back. And
you know what's crazy is that that women in that country aren't allowed to dress like this at all.
We'll see what they do with you. And this is the funniest thing that I saw. Look at all of these comments. These are all translated from Arabic, okay? Keep this in mind. Are you crazy? God forbid. Is this Haza's sister and Soleimani's niece? In the slogans, Death to America, in reality, the good life and blissful living in the heart of America. And
see, that's the thing. They want to sit here and advocate for this because they know that their country's trying to make themselves at home here. So they're trying to colonize America, but they're also trying to support their own regime because they know that their regime it's trying to come here. It's trying to come to America. It's trying to attack every Western country. And what's going on is whenever you have these people that obviously don't support their regime, that are terrified of them, in our country living lavishly, knowing full well what they're trying to do, big surprise if you debank these people and send them back to their own country. They're probably terrified right about now.
My regards to Honor. Dear brother Mohammed, can you please post the news without these images? They are not having it. They sell slogans to the people, but don't apply them to themselves. You guys are totally right.
Oh, man. I should have reported you. Actually, you know what? I still can. Let YouTube handle your ass. See you, bitch.
It is a fate worse than death to send this woman back to Iran. Oh, this is this blow-up doll from Temu. Oh, God. Man. She says she's very happy that Iranians are not being able to communicate to the internet.
Isn't it crazy that these hoes are running wild in the West while they're celebrating a country that would kill them? We need to have, like, one super strict Islamic extremist country that we have a good relationship.
Bro, what? Look at that fucking Jeep, bro. Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Everybody that thinks that they're better, we can just send them over there. It's like, oh, you think it's better? Good, go over there. Yeah, we'll do that to the UK in a couple of years.
That's insane. So now we get to look at how we managed to get an air serviceman out of enemy territory. Apparently, I said that there was a firefight yesterday. I didn't realize the extent of the firefight. There was a massive, gigantic firefight yesterday. And we didn't lose a single soldier.
Everything. We got him on April 5th, 2026.
Pilot's going to be in, that pilot for sure is going to be in a movie. There's going to be a movie made about this, I guarantee it. Give it 5 years. What did I say was going to happen? I told you Trump was going to rain down hell on wherever that soldier was, Trump had him. It didn't even matter if he had gotten captured. Trump was going to crack open whatever he had to get to that soldier. I told you all this. I said this from day one. I was like, that soldier going to be, it sucks to hear, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter because they're going to find him.
The Joint Chiefs of Staff and fellow warfighters were monitoring his location 24 hours a day and diligently planning.
It's just a matter of how they were going to get him.
His rescue.
Imagine you have the entire fucking military, everybody. I mean, because you got to know.
Well, you know they had probably like the top people trying to get this guy. Like, this guy would have been the token for them to be able to play the deal game with these freaking terrorists. They would have used this man just to get what they wanted out of this so-called deal that Trump's trying to do with these idiots. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck that. Whenever you're so invested on winning the war or trying to bide your time, that the second an enemy airship, or not airship, but an enemy airplane crashes in your territory, you immediately stop trying to do peace talks with that country and start trying to find the man, so that way you could have a leg up in the deal. You need to completely demolish that. You need to take out every member that thought it was going to be a good idea to hunt this man down. You need to take them all out. They all need to go. This should have told Trump everything he needed to know about the IRGC. I hope that that this doesn't fall on deaf ears. Take these people out. Get them out of power.
And military, getting this guy is like their top priority. Like, this is the main thing that they care about. They're investing everything that they possibly can into getting this. Yeah, you've got 5 stars, bro. Like, they're sending in everything after you, and they don't get him. That's bad.
Not only do they don't get him, everyone within a mile and a half is blown up by a drone, a death drone. And then the fire team that is there to capture him gets lit up by a bunch of fucking aircraft that they can't shoot down. And they end up losing a solid majority of their fighting teams, which were probably really, really high up in the in their army or whatever the fuck they want to call it, whenever it comes to like combat and stuff. So, I mean, I doubt that they would have just sent anybody willy-nilly to get this guy, because they must, surely they know what this man's capable of, right? Especially being a colonel, though they may not know that, but I mean, shit.
Trust your...
This in like 2 days, too. And you know what's really funny is that...
I remember that. We reacted to that video of the IRGC members in the crowd, in the parades of people trying to get stuff out. What's funny is that if you actually watch that video, the U.S. or Israel, I'm not sure which one, do launch a missile and it hits around where he's at. I think it was just a warning, but they didn't actually like shoot into the crowd. And now you've got like a cardboard cutout of the new supreme leader, because these people are too fucking terrified to come out and face the fact that they're cooked. Like,
while they were doing all of this over the 2 days, there were a bunch of like weirdos on the internet that were like having their latest hysteria fit about fantasizing about Donald Trump actually being dead, while simultaneously they were like rescuing a guy inside of Iran. It's just like, oh, I think they died. Oh my God.
Cardboard Ayatollah. I have not seen the reggae one. I keep seeing the Maduro one around. That shit is funny. The Maduro, it's based on like my umbrella, Ella, that song, but it's like AI made, and it's got like I posted it in Discord a little bit ago now. That shit is funny, bro.
See, that was crazy to me, is like the fact that they had a massive firefight and they didn't lose anybody is probably the biggest surprise. Because that's the same thing that happened with Maduro, too. And you would expect that the Iranians would be more organized and more, like, better trained than, you know, I guess Maduro's guys.
You can't expect that because the thing is that their government is lying to them, and it's lying to its own citizens. You can't expect them to fully understand or comprehend the complexity of everything, because a lot of these people don't have the educations that they should in this day and age, and it's not their fault. It's by design. Why do you think they didn't let slaves read books back in the day? Think about it. It's by design. They want these people to remain undereducated and to be cogs in their system, or they get killed if they don't. It's all by design. It's all designed that way. And that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these people aren't actually stupid. They are kept that way on purpose. Now, the people that are running the show, those guys are probably the smartest ones in the country, no offense.
But
because they know how to run that machine. You got to get these snakeheads out of here, man.
I don't think it really mattered.
Late on April 4th, stretching into the
There we go. Better to lie than face the Epstein music. I know, right? I think you're onto something there. I mean, what better way to take out an administration than to bomb the shit out of them for having underage marriages and telling people in their own country that it's okay to enlist at the age of 12. Yo, bro, like, you're absolutely right. Last time I checked, I don't think Iran has the Epstein files, because they are the Epstein files. I mean, let's be honest here. Wouldn't expect
that they won't. I do. I don't think that we're gonna get anything. But we might get like one or two from Iran's point of view. Like, what is it even like whenever you're fighting these guys?
Well, I mean, that interview that the Maduro security guy gave was terrifying. That shit's terrifying. Like, we know, they say to us, the military says to us that they have more capabilities at night than they do during the day. And this is what it looks like during the fucking day? Think about how often we hold back on these countries. We just went in there, rescued one man, and completely obliterated whatever they had to send to get that man. And we didn't lose a single fucking person. Not a single goddamn person. I don't know about you, but fuck that. Fuck that. Whenever I was hearing what they did to the Maduro security, where they turned off the lights after they saw the drone, and then people started bleeding from their mouths and throwing up blood, and all you heard was people screaming and dying off in the distance. Dude, fuck that. Fuck that. No, fuck that. No, I'm out. I'd be like, nope, I'm good, man. Bro, they walked past these security detail like they were peons. They couldn't move. They couldn't stop bleeding. They couldn't do shit other than lay there and watch the ruler of that country get snatched up along with his wife. Bro, they ain't. Fuck that. Fuck that. No, fuck that. Nope. I'm out, bro. Nope. I see that little drone come. I'm like, nope, you good, man. I'm good. Nope.
Because, like, I don't even know. Like, because I bet they probably use the same tech that they used with Maduro, right? And so I wonder if anything would even work.
About that? I bet when they got this man, he probably thought it was the best day of his life getting out of that desert, bro. Like, seriously. The feeling that man must have felt to be like, oh my God, it's over. Finally. I bet that 2 days that he spent there were probably the longest days of his entire fucking life.
Sins left behind.
I could not imagine the feeling he felt.
Military is the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. So from the colonel's solo evasion.
I mean, I knew they were good, right? But like, I'm gonna be real. Like after that Maduro thing, like, I was like, what the fuck, bro? Especially whenever they had that interview with the guy, where he was just like, yeah, everybody just started bleeding and everybody just died. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Exactly. What's crazier is that every soldier they sent down there to get this man was willing to put their lives on the line to get him back too. That's the most insane part of, like, these guys immediately, like, when you're going in to rescue somebody, like for me as a fireman, if I hear Mayday, bro, we about to move that fucking house over. We about to pick that bitch up and move it the fuck over. We about to move that whole house and get that man out of there. Like, the escalation that you get when you know you've got to go in there and get somebody, that amp is crazy. Like, you can be at like a 20 normally, but the minute you hear someone is hurt, down, and they need a rescue, your adrenaline, everything, anger, fear, it get escalated to 10. 100%. Bro, like, W video. Who's this by?
We got him on April 5th, 2020.
Max Afterburner. That's his name, Max Afterburner. W Max Afterburner. Can I didn't mean to fucking do that. There you go, boys. Y'all want to check his channel out? Check out Max Afterburner. W Max Afterburner. Do we have any news on what Trump's planning on doing with this goddamn regime? Yo!
We begin this morning with a Fox News alert. Hundreds of U.S. service members rallying together for a historic rescue mission, saving a second airman after his jet was
I thought
shot down over Iran.
The crew member surviving more than 30 hours behind enemy lines, climbing to over 7,000 feet to hide in a mountain crevice. That is
not what I thought it was. I was hoping that it was going to be talking more about
also provided new details on what
I was hoping that it was going to talk more about what's going to happen now that they don't have a deal with these people.
is where he activated an
wrong one. Hold on.
Happened earlier this year as the Iranian regime took to the streets and slaughtered what the president tells me is 45,000 civilians in their own country. After that took place, President Trump told me the United States sent guns to the Iranian protesters. He tells me we sent them.
You've heard about an Easter egg hunt, but have you heard about the M416 hunt?
lot of guns. We sent them through the Kurds, and the president says he thinks the Kurds kept them. He went on to say, we sent guns to the protesters, a lot of them. And so a number of headlines here from my conversation with President Trump. All of this taking place more than a month into Operation Epic Fury, and in the aftermath of that successful U.S. operation overnight to rescue that stranded U.S. service member inside Iranian territory. The president himself...
I mean, if that doesn't show you that you can't trust these people even whenever you're doing peace talks, nothing will. These guys, you're not going to make a deal with these guys. There's no way.
Ordering that operation after the CIA came on Saturday morning and confirmed that they located where this crew member of an F-15 that was shot down on Friday was located. Again, the president making that decision to send in hundreds of U.S. Special Forces deep into Iranian territory and successfully retrieving that U.S. service member.
Trump about to blow up bridges and power plants. That's what he needs to be doing. I mean, at this point...
Guys,
I want to make sure I got this correctly. Are you saying that the president told you that he sent guns...
Yeah, and there it is. And we got this. Oh, and then also, you even have the big Yahoo.
Congratulations, President Trump.
That's kind of based. Yo.
All Israelis rejoice in the incredible rescue of a brave American pilot by America's dauntless warriors. This proves that when free societies muster their courage and their resolve, they can confront seemingly insurmountable odds and overcome the forces of darkness and terror. This rescue operation reinforces a sacred principle. No one is left behind. This is a shared value demonstrated time and time again in the history of both our countries.
That's right.
As a nation that repeatedly carried out daring rescue operations.
They do.
And as someone who was wounded in such a mission and lost a brother in the Entebbe rescue, Israelis and I, we know what a bold decision you took.
Yeah.
President Trump, Donald, my dear friend, once again, your decisive leadership brought another great victory to America. I salute you. We all do.
Thanks. And happy Easter. Oh, boy. Getting congratulated by the Jews on Easter. Oh, boy. Oh, bro.
That's what 'tis the time to be an American, boys. What a fucking life.
About, boys. That is what it's about. That's right. Anything better? I don't know if there is. Oh, man, exactly. And are we supporting this absolutely unhinged alliance? Well, which one? Which unhinged alliance? Which one is this? That, like, we're working with Israel to get rid of Iran? Yeah, I think that's kind of a good thing. I'd say that's a good thing. Yeah, sure. I mean, like, and hey, maybe we wouldn't have needed Israel if we could have had...
Oh, yeah, sub to the channel. We here every day. We're here every day streaming from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Time. Every day we're here. Sub to the channel, like the stream. I haven't said that at all today, funny enough. Every day.
At our allies in Europe that would be helping doing that too. And let me go back. I'll look at a few of the other comments. The greatest rescue mission in the history of America. Oh my God. Well, anyway, so people said that they... Let me see if I can find... Let me see if I can show you this here. Because this is absolutely fucking insane. I'm trying to see if I can find a video. Yeah, okay.
President Trump calling it one of the most daring search and rescue operations in our nation's history.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst has the latest from Tel Aviv. Trey, we woke up to this morning and...
Yo, what a time to be alive. You realize that on Easter, we found out that an American pilot was found and rescued, solidifying the American no man left behind, and completely decimated an entire battalion. Like, you understand that? Like, there were videos on Twitter of the Iranian soldiers saying they killed us all. And like there were so many bodies, bro. Like, the idea that these guys have any ability to win this is just, it's insane. It is.
Exactly that, an Easter miracle. What a remarkable rescue operation.
What a great time to be alive as an American. I wonder if, like, the people in World War I and World War II were saying the same thing, you know?
What you know about it.
Yeah, guys, good morning and happy Easter. The U.S. crew member who was missing in southwestern Iran after his F-15 fighter jet was shot down has been rescued. The successful extraction was announced by President Trump overnight on Truth Social. The president simply said, "We got him," before providing new details that dozens of U.S. military aircraft were used to retrieve him as U.S. leadership tracked his location. It was a daring operation that included hundreds of U.S. forces racing against the clock to rescue the crew member. Fox News has learned that after the fighter jet was shot down on Friday, the weapons systems officer hiked to an elevated mountain ridge where he hid and waited for retrieval. The pilot of the jet was rescued by U.S. Special Forces on Friday, but President Trump said they waited to confirm as to not jeopardize this second operation. The president added, quote, "This is the first time in military memory that 2 U.S. pilots have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory." The IDF said they avoided striking this area as American planes and helicopters flew at a low altitude, hoping to find any sign of the
if you were gonna have a retaliatory anything, that would have been the time to do it. Like, that's another reason why I'm saying that there's no way, is because if you were gonna retaliate against all the airplanes and you know, the obvious air traffic that America has over Iran, that would have been the time to do it. But they didn't. They didn't do that at all.
Service member. Israeli forces, however, ramped up airstrikes over the weekend in other areas, targeting Iran's petrochemical plants. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu added this about the operation.
I promised you that we would continue to crush the terrorist regime in Tehran, and that is exactly what we are doing. After we destroyed 70% of their steel production capacity, which serves as raw material for their weapons, today we struck the
Run out of plants.
They all
enemy people of this that we rely on new air defense systems built by the young, knowledgeable, and proud people of this country.
We saw that yesterday too. Yeah, how's that working out for you? That don't look like it's working out too good for you, huh?
Yeah. Is that right?
Unveiling them one after another in the field. We will certainly achieve full control of our country's skies and prove the humiliation of the weak.
Well, what happened? You had your chance. Why the hell didn't you blow up more planes? Not saying that I want that, but like, is it delusional at this point? Like, where are these people coming from? I just don't get it.
Me to the world more than ever.
It's just so sad. It's so fucking embarrassing. Can you imagine being one of the third worlders watching this, getting gassed up and then getting disappointed every 24 hours? Like, Jesus, man, life for them must be awful.
The Iranians can say what they want. The reality is thousands of U.S. and Israeli sorties have flown through the skies of Iran, striking military targets across the country. And overnight, the excellence of the U.S. military on display, sending special forces in to rescue that crew member. Guys?
Trey, the excellence is an understatement. This is by far going to be one of the combat search and rescue missions, a CSAR, that will be studied for years to come in the complexity of the number of personnel and service members that were involved. We hear the CIA helped locate. We know.
I heard that they built an entire base overnight inside of Iran in order to get the guy back.
Like, these guys aren't necessarily sending those messages to America. These guys have turned off their own internet and are pushing their propaganda into every television, showing Hassan Piker and Sneeko, God have mercy on their souls. These Iranian people, man, they got some very bad lives going on there. They're pushing their propaganda and these AI videos through these uneducated, not widely, but more so than you think. These people just don't know any better. They're pushing these AI videos of them blowing up ships and capturing airplanes that look like the Star Trek, spaceship. And these people genuinely just don't know any better, right? They just don't. Like, that's all there is to say about it. They're trying to keep these people in line as much as possible because they know if they're getting attacked from two fronts, it's over. They have to keep the Iranian people where they're at and make sure they stay there, because the second they start, like, they're already dismantling the Starlink dishes and stuff. They are treading a very fine line, this Iranian regime right now. And they have to maintain this line. That's probably the reason why they're getting their asses handed to them militarily, is they know that once the Iranian people start rising up and systematically overthrowing that regime, it's over. It's done. Because those Iranian people that had to watch their family members get slaughtered in the thousands will have no mercy. They will most likely all be executed. Even all the IRGC members. Like, they're terrified of this. And rightfully so, because they've been doing it systematically to a race of people for 47 years. They should be terrified. They should be shitting themselves. 100%.
I don't know if that's
true
or not, but that's what I heard on the internet, so it's probably true.
Forces were on the ground. There was a sort of deception ruse to throw the Iranians off. Talk to us a little bit about what you know about the complexity of what it took to pull this off.
The base rush? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
This was an
bunker rush.
incredibly complex operation. I've been speaking with Israeli officials
Classic
asking
strat.
what role the Israelis played in this operation, and they continue to just give credit to the American forces, saying that when one
I don't think you've got bad intentions. I don't think you've got bad intentions at all. They do not want change. You're tripping. Look, maybe you don't understand. I'm going to go based on maybe you just don't understand the IRGC. So the IRGC has been systematically slaughtering these people for 47 years. If you're out past curfew, you risk getting shot and killed across the street from your house. They take women in whose head wrap isn't on properly. They are them in prison because in their religion, if you're not married to the person you lose your you know what to, you go to hell. So they are systematically R-ing these women in prison and making them have prison babies and then killing them. They lowered the legal age to join their military to 12. What 12-year-old has the consent to join the military? Well, obviously they're not joining the military. They're being ripped away from their family members and forced to join so that way this terroristic regime can say that Americans are killing kids. That's the kind of people that these are. That is the regime that America is systematically blowing up. I don't know if you're aware, but prior to America's intervention, they had systematically killed 45,000 people for peacefully protesting. These people can't get guns. In Iran, it's illegal to own a firearm. You think they wanted to die for scrolling Trump's name on bricks, pleading for Trump to come and help them? You think these people wanted that? You think they want their kids to be ripped out of their arms at the age of 12 and sent off to fight in this war for a terroristic regime? No. Nobody wants that. Nobody in this world wants that. No.
Pilot in the region is shot down. It's everyone's pilot and job to rescue them. What took place was nothing short of extraordinary. The CIA was using deception tactics on the ground to make the Iranians think that they'd already located the pilot. Remember, this second crew member was inside of enemy territory for almost 48 hours.
God.
And the Iranians were not only actively looking for this crew member on the ground, but they were also offering a reward of thousands of dollars to any Iranian civilians who could capture him and then take him into IRGC hands. The United States knew this was taking place, and so as these Iranian forces approached this crew member where they were hiding along a mountain ridge, according to Fox's Jennifer Griffin, there were strikes that took place against the Iranians to not only ensure that these forces couldn't reach the crew member, but also ensure that on the ground they couldn't get forces close to this location. Remember, when these pilots or crew members are...
That was the only mistake. And I certainly hope that we don't make that mistake again. I hope this time someone somewhere learned their lesson and gets this shit done. Get it done.
Yeah. They have
enough playing deals with terrorists. Enough.
Systems within them that allow intelligence to track their location, but they have to be very careful, understanding they often just have a sidearm with them and they're not able to defend themselves solely on the ground. But what the president talked about last night in his post on Truth Social was that this crew member was never alone. The United States of America, including the president himself,
so they
and top military
always
leadership,
they knew the whole
each
time?
and every hour at the White House, tracking the location of this crew member and then sending in hundreds of special forces, dozens of U.S. military planes to identify the exact location and ultimately rescue this U.S. service member.
You know, Trey, we were sitting on
Oh my God.
couch yesterday
Holy
when we
shit.
heard the news that this second airman was missing after the other one was rescued. And
where's their space
it was
program? Yeah, I
palpable on the
forgot.
couch.
Okay, let's move on from that there.
Allah on Easter. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards. You'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise.
Wait, what? Wait, did he? Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald. Dude, what the fuck?
Hey, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah.
Oh my God, dude, Donald, dude, W.
The Iranians have successfully recovered a used American toothpaste and boxers. Is this
hey, they got him. Hey, man, they got him. Let's go. Yo, look at that.
The used American toothpaste and boxers? Is this what they've been reduced to? The Iranian media is going to say that American forces have been destroyed so totally that no traces remain of any of the bodies, and the only thing that's left is their toothpaste and underwear. That's how powerful the Iranian military truly is. Bro, they have him... Dude, this is so sad. It's actually...
What was I saying? What was I saying?
Be so sad. You're tweeting on the dead Supreme Leader's account. Just let the guy rest, okay? And yeah, they blew it the fuck up. What a big surprise. Obviously they did. This is apparently what it was.
Early morning hours of April 5th, 2026, the rescue package went in deep. Once again, why America's military is the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen.
Lose all of this to rescue one pilot and call it your greatest military success of all time. I've noticed a lot of foreigners who seem to not understand why we...
I think it's a good thing they don't understand. It's a good thing they don't understand. The day they actually understand is the day that we might actually be in trouble. I don't want them to understand why it's so important to get one person out. That's okay.
Risk hundreds of lives, spend millions of dollars, and sacrifice several aircraft to rescue one guy. And the reason they don't understand it is also the reason that they can't be made American by a sheet of paper.
Oh, W. Who said that? Lee Grader. W.
That they can't be made American by a sheet of paper. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
Goddamn patriot, boys.
Boy, I love to hear it.
I saw that going around, that people were like, oh, how could we spend so much money to get one guy out? Oh, because no man left behind, motherfucker. And if you don't understand that, you shouldn't be commenting on it. If you don't even understand the principle behind it, then shut the fuck up. Shut up. So I guess Tuesday, tomorrow, is Bridge and Power Plant Day, boys. Well, I certainly hope y'all have y'all's hats ready for tomorrow.
We're back with Operation Epic Fury, and the U.S. and Iran reportedly receiving a two-phase ceasefire plan drafted by...
By the way, sub to the channel. We're here every day, all 7 days. That is Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Central Time. Check out the channel membership. Hit like on the stream. Hitting like on the stream really helps out with them views, man. Every little bit helps. If you check out that channel membership, we got exclusive emotes. If you missed the stream, don't worry about it. Streams are always up. Please stick around. All the support and love helps. You guys are doing awesome, by the way. W channel memberships, W donos, W all that good stuff. Y'all are killing it. Thank you so much.
Pakistan. But President Trump is warning there will be strikes on power plants and bridges if the Strait of Hormuz isn't reopened.
You just listen to Fox and stupid. If that's the case, we're just gonna ban you. I don't know what the hell you doing, bro. I don't know what you doing, but it's time for you to go. Go take your meds, man. Go back to your third world.
Now from
Bad.
Dubai with more details. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Griff. The AP and other outlets are reporting that Egyptian, Pakistani, and Turkish mediators have presented the United States and Iran with a proposed 45-day ceasefire
How's it
plan
going,
that
Allison?
includes opening the Strait of Hormuz, which is far in the distance in the Persian
Tuesday. Tomorrow is Bridge and Power Plant Day. So if they don't open up the Strait of Hormuz, tomorrow is Power Plant and Bridge Day.
behind me. Now, that proposal was reportedly sent to the U.S. and Iran last night. The Strait of Hormuz has become a key issue for any peace deal, as Iran is wreaking havoc on commerce and law-abiding ships trying to pass through that strait. Also last night, President Trump warning Iran of an
Watching state TV, this fucking moron. So where should I be getting my information from? Where do I need to be getting my information from? This moron thinks the United States of terrorism, and that's crazy, man. So, Jamie Dis Jordan 9194. Where should I be getting my information from? Since you know more than the legacy media and people around the world, where should I be getting my information from? Now that you've been pulled up, you've been chirping a lot, so I would assume that you're going to be fine continuing to talk. Why? Right? So... Oh, man, probably shouldn't say that. That's a YouTube thing. That's not a me thing, guy. If that comment's getting blocked like that, that's YouTube. That ain't me. Maybe you shouldn't be saying that, whatever it is that you were trying to say. I mean, the fact that I'm even engaging with you after you being so rude to me, I mean, you know, I'm willing to meet you halfway, but you gotta not be a jackass about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be a nasty little worm. It's by choice. You don't have to call people names. I mean, you could try to, you know, engage with the argument, but whenever all you do is sit here and be dishonest and don't engage in good faith, and I'm still, even at this moment, trying to engage with you in good faith, and you just can't seem to do it, huh? Damn, he even still doing it, huh? I'm not going to enlist because by the time I get done with boot camp, which is like 2 or 3 months, and get all my shit sorted, this war going to be over, brother. Look, I know that I don't expect the third worlder like you to understand that, but the fact of the matter is that if they don't bend the knee come tomorrow morning, I'm sure I'm going to wake up to a whole lot of bridges and a whole lot of power plants getting blown the fuck up. Now, how you come to terms with your defeat is your problem. How we win the war is our problem. But I definitely don't have to sit here and continue listening to this groveling little worm like you calling me names and calling people in my chat names. That's what we definitely don't have to deal with. You see, I don't have to go to a different country and fight a war, because by the time that I get there, it's going to be over. And even so, do you think they'd send somebody like me over there, or would they send somebody that has more training and discipline? Like, it's crazy that all you could do is just continue to call people names. You can't even engage with the argument. It's just so dishonest, you know? It's just bad.
8 p.m. deadline tonight for Iran to come to the table, or there could be many U.S. attacks.
Fuck you, I'm not smart enough to poke holes in your argument, so fuck you! Oh, okay, alright, shut up, peasant.
Tomorrow.
Calm down.
President writing Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the blinking straight, you crazy blink, or you'll be living in hell.
That's what I'm saying. If they don't fix their shit, if they don't start stepping in to overthrow this regime, man, it's going to be another Japan, that's for damn sure. They're going to have to start stepping up, bro.
Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. Now, over the weekend, I met in person here with Dr. Sanwar Gargash. He is referred to as His Excellency here in this country. He's an advisor to the president here. Dr. Gargash tells me that if the United States presents the right plan, the UAE, the country that we are in, will join the United States in using force on the Strait of Hormuz. Dr. Gargash saying, quote, "We're not ready to act as a maritime..."
Bro, Trump made sure that whenever the government was shut down, the troops got paid. He used a source to make sure that the troops got paid. He just went in and got an airman out of the biggest shithole terroristic country in the world. And you want to tell me that Trump doesn't care about his troops? Man, maybe one day these guys will give an argument that doesn't fall apart the second they give it. Huh? What's it like getting a new argument and then it immediately being dismantled. Yeah, man, it's gotta suck taking all them L's all the time, huh? Like,
but we will join any American-led international effort to secure navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. We are ready to play our part. Also, Dr. Gargash telling us that he considers the United States the UAE's greatest security ally, and that the UAE is ready to double down on its relationship with the United
guys, what about
States.
the gays of Hormuz? Man, why do we keep hearing about the Straits? I don't care about them. What the fuck? There's no representation over there.
Right now, Griff.
Matt Finn, Live Force in Dubai. Matt, thank you very much. And with that, let's bring in Fox News contributor Byron York joining us. Byron, good morning. Let's just dive right into where Matt was talking about this reported possible ceasefire deal, but it comes with the backdrop of the most successful daring rescue mission in U.S. history, really showing Iran that there is nothing that we don't have the ability to successfully do. Where do you see things headed?
Well, first of all, the rescue mission sends a huge message to our enemies and also to American forces. Obviously, to our enemies, it does show exactly what you just said, which is the United States can reach anywhere and do anything. And to our forces, it shows the United States Army or the United States military is always behind you, always behind you. That's an extremely important message to send to the troops. Now, you know, as far as what is going on, as far as the Straits of Hormuz are concerned,
it's funny because I was going to say the same thing.
is that the president's Easter morning message clearly threatened attacks on Iranian.
Oh, completely. Batshit crazy. Absolutely. Yes, sir. I've been called front and center by name this time. Absolutely. You know what's crazier? Advocating for a terroristic regime that marries 50-year-olds to 12-year-olds, rips children away from their parents, and forces them to serve at the age of 12 in the military so that way their terroristic IRGC regime can say that Americans are killing people. You know what else is really crazy? Is the fact that these people, the IRGC specifically, decided to turn off the internet and systematically genocide 45,000 people. And they were going to do public executions. So, like, who's really crazy here? At least I'm sane enough to see what's really going on. Well, how's it going, Magic Man? That's it? Just another empty word, a name that's just being thrown around? Nothing to it? And... a new religion, I recommend Christians. Think there is a word in English for the type scope of the stupidity of the people supporting. Yeah, they're literal terrorists. They're literal terrorists.
If they did not essentially.
I'm sorry, but it's like if you get into my comment and you say the Earth is flat or we didn't go to the moon, I gotta ban you out of principle, man. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
By 8 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow night. Now, last week, the president was talking about getting other nations involved and having them police the Strait.
That tells me that your mind is so smooth and that you're not willing to open your mind up to anything, that there's never really going to be any good faith conversations, okay? That's just all there is to it.
If it were to reopen. So I think the president has maintained a lot of unpredictability on this, and I would imagine the Iranians have no idea what he's actually going to do.
Well, and he certainly was direct and straightforward in his social media post yesterday. Yeah. But you talk about messaging, Byron. I think that's such an interesting thing. What message do you think this sends to NATO? Because you talk about other countries being involved. And I thought Ari Fleischer had a really poignant post yesterday talking about that NATO may never be the same. It was a lengthy list, but he's basically laying out the fact that NATO will never be the same because the Western countries, Italy, Spain, France, they have not owned up to their obligations under NATO, while the Eastern side certainly
No, they haven't for a while. They haven't. I wonder why that could be. Could it maybe be the fact that they're literally being colonized like we were starting to be? Huh, it makes you wonder.
With Poland being the only one that spends more money than the U.S. on their GDP defense.
Yeah, this Ari's post set off a number of
See, what's going to end up happening is that since America has the biggest and baddest ass military in the world, is that Trump needs to leave NATO. We need to make our own American defense force, and then they can send us money, and we can go and take care of their problems. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what needs to happen. You know, like, why haven't we done that yet? And we putting the most into NATO anyway. Why the hell are we still there? Why are we there? It doesn't make any sense.
But clearly, what he was saying is that some of the Western European
it was
NATO
supposed to be an alliance. I don't see much alliances going on nowadays.
Countries, France, Spain, the United Kingdom, by their initial refusal to cooperate with the United States in this, had really set a terrible precedent for themselves. And here again, President Trump was not asking them to send troops. He was not asking them to engage.
America is we. We have the biggest military. We have the most technologically advanced military. And who do you think they call whenever there's a war crime being committed? I guarantee you, if there was a number on dial-up or on star 69, that bitch would go straight to the American White House.
He was asking for overflight rights and the right to use air bases, which the United States basically finances anyway. And
there it is. Damn, who'd have thought? Big surprise.
Yet those nations refused even that level of cooperation. And what Ari Fleischer was doing was contrasting those nations with the nations in Eastern Europe, which in the much more recent years had experienced Soviet domination and knew what it is like to have an enemy very close to you, and their cooperation with the United States. So what Fleischer was saying is there could be big changes coming in NATO, a shift in power, some sort of change, but something is going on in NATO.
We may learn more from the president himself at that 1 p.m. press conference today. Byron York, thank you for taking time.
Thank you, Griff.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on.
Yeah, there should be a link down in the description where you can just join it. You should be able to anyway. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe I'm gonna have to start. I don't want to pin it at the top of the damn chat because you know there's a bunch of schizos that try to get up in here that are just straight up bots that'll click anything they see. I don't want a bunch of crazy people joining because then I'm gonna have to deal with that nonsense. So it should be in the description of the channel, not the channel, oh my fucking god, the stream. Let me see. Discord. It's been rather peaceful over there. I'm trying to keep it that way. There you go. That's the Discord link right there. That's the Discord link. If you do hear sub to the channel, we're here every day. If for whatever reason I don't go live a day, I'm going to be saying into Discord why I didn't go live. Typically, it's only because the power's out or there's like a storm, like a hurricane. I should just say that. Sorry, excuse me. Ooh. Like a hurricane. That's usually the only reason why. It's going to happen, you know, like I can't predict the weather. But we're here every day. Please hit like on the stream. It helps with them views, man. It helps with them views. Check out the membership. We got a membership. You don't have to get in the membership. Just showing up and hitting like on the stream every day does wonders, guys. So yeah, sub to the channel. Sub to the channel.
What it took to
if you can.
evacuate a U.S. airman missing more than 30
Hit like on the stream too.
After his jet went down behind enemy lines in Iran. The U.S. colonel, who had a bounty on his head, was reportedly armed with just a pistol for defense and managed to make it.
Bro, that's crazy.
An elevated ridge some 7,000 feet high up where he activated an emergency beacon. Former F-15 pilot James Murphy joins us now.
What kind of person you think he is? Yeah, y'all know what I mean by that. What kind of person you think that colonel was that was behind enemy lives with them bullets? You think he's one of those people that would save the last round for himself, or do you think he'd try to take out as many as he could? What kind of person you think he is? I wonder if he's going to talk about it. They usually do. I bet he was counting each bullet, too.
Murph, thank you for taking time and joining us this morning. And for many of our viewers that are sort of just learning about this news, this was...
I know what I'd do. I'd save the last bullet. I would. I've heard horror stories of what they do to American soldiers, man. Fuck that. Nope. Not me.
Nothing short of extraordinary. The CSAR, Combat Search and Rescue. Your thoughts?
Just an absolute incredible mission, flawless execution from all the different agencies and our men and women both in the air and on the ground. And I agree, it was an Easter miracle, and Americans can be very proud of their military today, that's for sure.
Murph, let's walk through what went into this, because not only do you have the CIA playing a role to help locate the beacon and run this deception campaign to throw the Iranians off, but ultimately the hundreds of special operators that were put in just south of Isfahan.
That's a good question. But that's the thing. He didn't have that. All he had was his handgun. That was all he had. That's all he had was his handgun. So if you're going based on that, all you have is your handgun, and your back is against the corner, your ankle's fucked up, you ain't going nowhere.
Nuclear site area that we struck back during Midnight Hammer last summer, they literally set up a forward arming and refueling point, a FARP, to set down to start hunting for them.
Yeah, it was amazing. Very quick reaction to get the FAR set up, to get our troops there, and that constant communication, like you said, the deception tactic, but also staying in contact with our downed airmen and ensuring that they were able to extract him at precisely the right time. So that
I can't explain that. I can't do that because that would violate TOS. Sir.
Coordination is really amazing, and then
I can only be as vague as possible.
Very
and you know why it works like that? Because if you're a child that has the the mental complexity of a fucking dish plate, then well, you're not going to understand it. But if you're an adult that understands vagueness, you're going to get it.
Compact time frame, as you know. Real, just hats off to the Colonel, the Wizzo, or F-15 Wizzo, that, we learn in SEER school that, as soon as you eject, you need to gather your parachute, conceal those things immediately so somebody can't see you from the air and start moving out. And in this case, our pilot ejected and was rescued almost immediately. But when you eject, depending on what altitude and what the winds are, you can get separated from each other. And that's probably what happened in this case. And
think about how fast that damn plane was going, too. That's an F-15, man. That thing goes doesn't that break the sound barrier or some shit? That thing goes fast, man.
When you hit the ground, you might actually start heading in different directions. So it was just an amazing job done by this colonel. following his SEER protocols. That training just comes in and kicks in almost like muscle memory, and it saved his life ultimately, and he just did a phenomenal job.
It's remarkable that we understand he was seriously injured, but yet was able to employ that survival and evasion SEER school training to get himself to that elevated crevice. But with these rescue operations, there's two pieces: getting in and finding the guy, and then getting out. And it sounds like getting out was tough. We know that they came under fire. What do you make about the fact that not only did they do the second part and get out, but they got out without a single U.S. casualty?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, if you think about the coordination.
Think about how many men they took out during that firefight. And we didn't lose a single person, and we didn't lose a single piece of equipment. Like, not a single plane, not a single American soldier. The amount of decimation those guys probably went through during that extraction was probably like, it probably felt world-ending to these people. Think about the soldiers that are going to come back from that, or that are going to be so demoralized that they're not going to know what to do.
And, you know, multiple agencies, multiple.
Like, they want to run, but they know if they get caught, they're going to get killed. And if they stay, they could end up getting killed. Like
aircraft, you know, C-130Js, special operations helicopters, you know, the A-10 Warthog and the Sandy Roll suppressing fire. I mean, probably had more than 50 to maybe even 100 of our troops involved in this, where you're in direct contact. I mean, it was just an amazing job done by everybody, and to get out without a loss is truly amazing. I mean, it's almost like the entire campaign. We've hit over 10,000 targets.
Damn, bro, what a statement. God was with him. Allah couldn't find him. Holy shit.
In less than 4 weeks, and really only one aircraft shot down by enemy fire. I mean, I can't remember numbers like this since Desert Storm, and this probably will surpass that by probably 4x.
It sends a message to our enemies and worldwide that there is no military that can match the United States. Jim Murphy, thank you for taking time. Have a great Monday.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Oh, yeah, no, dude, like, the amount of, like, loss that I don't want to play that off as an easy thing. The soldiers that lost their lives at the start of this and are may still lose their lives, you know, like, W soldiers, W Donald Trump for showing up at their airplane where they're getting offloaded. He's standing there every single time I've seen an American soldier lose their lives to this. I have seen Donald Trump waiting at the airport, saluting, waiting for those soldiers to come off of that plane. Every single time someone has lost their life in this. It is not an easy thing, but the ratio of winning to losing in this is substantial. We've lost a handful of people, and they have lost damn near their entire infrastructure. We are putting these people back to the Stone Age, and tomorrow is Power Plant and Bridge Day. So tomorrow, there's a bunch of little jets that get to go and have target practice again. And there's not going to be a damn thing the Iran regime can do. The IRGC is not going to be able to stop that. Just like they haven't stopped all these other bombings. It's just now they're not going to have any power. Then they're not going to have any bridges. And then what's next, you know? What is he going to hit next? At what point do you realize that it just might be over? By the way, sub to the channel, hit like on the stream, helps out with views. W Chit Chatters, by the way. I absolutely, if you got somebody that's being stupid in the comments, on any video, on any stream, even live right now, just use the @ in their username and call them out, poke holes in their argument. Don't call them names, that's my job, but just call them out. Ask them where they're getting their information, how'd you come to that conclusion, are you dumb? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't call them a name. Ask them if they're dumb. Rescued airmen. Let's see. Mind-boggling allegations of California healthcare fraud. There we go.
Let's bring in San Francisco political commentator Richie Greenberg. I'm sure you've seen a lot there in California, Richie. How does this one compare with some of the scams of the past?
Thank you for having me, John. It's mind-boggling that things like this happen. It is so unfortunate, such a waste of money, a waste of time that we have to even go through this with the investigations and then the trials and you know. But this is we applaud this. We need this. California, San Francisco, other areas around the state. We have this happening.
I would not be surprised that once all this fraud money is cut out of the system, that a lot of these protesters that are doing this stop showing up. I genuinely think that a portion of this fraud money is going to pay for these protests. I do 100% think that.
But because you have Gavin Newsom...
And it makes sense, because what cities are all these protests mostly taking place in? Think about it.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta, and a supermajority of Democrats and progressives in the legislature in Sacramento that just don't seem to care. They don't seem to want to rein in this kind of fraud. This is what happens. And they finger point, they blame at this point now, they blame the federal government for not stepping in sooner. They say that this kind of awards, the grants are a federal responsibility, and all the state does is hand out the licenses, and then they wash their hands of the fraud.
Yeah, that's what Governor Gavin Newsom posted on X, and I want to read that for our viewers. He writes, "The governor took action. He instituted a ban on new hospice licenses back in 2022. Only the federal government has access to Medicare billing, critical to fighting fraud. So why did it take you so long to act, First Assistant? Maybe time to talk to Dr. Oz about following Governor Newsom and instituting a federal moratorium."
Well, they took action and they instituted a ban on new hospice licenses back in 2022. Only the federal government. But it's still the local government's responsibility to make sure that they're maintaining the correct licensings for these hospices. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. The people that are going to show up to these hospices and do the documentation that it requires to make sure they get shut down if they have violations is going to be locally hired people that work under your administration. Why do you think there were so many whistleblowers that came forward and roached out on Tim Walz? It's all just any way they can just pass the buck around, right? Yeah, well, I'm sure when they start digging and doing a thorough investigation, they might find more.
Your response.
Yeah, perfect, right? That is Gavin Newsom for you, and Gavin Newsom's communications people. Just deflect, point the fingers elsewhere. And as we all know that he is lining up potentially to be the front-runner Democrat nominee for the presidential race in a couple of years.
Is that a thing? Gavin Newsom.
Thank you. By the way,
New York Post.
To our host, where are you? This place is next level, man. This is one of the most interesting places I have ever been in. ADHD Avenue. I mean, everything about this is, I feel like I'm home. You know, dyslexics that are surrounded by, you know, these special folks, particularly the young folks there. So I'm grateful. I'm also weird. Sharon, forgive me. You know, this is embarrassing. You can turn all that off. Just because all the noise, you know, that we just need to turn off. And listen to this. This is it, man. This is it. You want to fix all this stuff? This is it. Listen to these guys.
What the fuck is this dude talking about? What?
You know, we're all just sitting there yelling and screaming at each other. Everybody's getting each other's throats and trying to tear everybody down. And, you know, how are we going to get out of this? This is it.
What is this? What are we talking about?
You heard these guys. Programs like this, community leaders like this. And
programs, community, like what?
And it's like, why are we so stupid? Why can't we just get this? It's so obvious what we need.
I mean, I'm sure the firefighters that had to evacuate thousands of people from their homes that got burnt down because they didn't have any fucking insurance, they're not going to be living there anymore. I'm sure they'd be thinking the same thing. What about those people? What about the fact that your firemen didn't have water in your state, buh? Like, what are you talking about? How you expect the firemen to do their job with no fucking water? What you on about? How you got immigrants in your own state sleeping in a fucking tent with this whole family? And you wonder why people are at each other's throats? I'd be pretty pissed off too. Bro was saying that Cuba was better than here. Hello? Come on, smooth brain, spit it the fuck out.
Need to do. And so I'm just deeply proud of this and deeply proud of Josh.
Oh yeah, what a great thing to be proud of. Thousands of homeless now because you want to sit here and offer them cigarettes, fucking booze, and syringes to sign a piece of paper that they don't even know what the fuck they're signing. And you got officials saying that they work for they work for town hall doing this. It's illegal, man. What are you doing? And you want to sit here and cry behind a fucking podium because of what? Because of what? You don't deserve to fucking cry. The people that lost their homes and their livelihoods deserve to cry. What are you crying about, bitch?
He was able to put together, you know, it's true, man. I remember that 8 years ago. I still have in my file the piece of paper where we made a pledge and we wrote that down together. And I was like, I don't know, Josh, I'm not sure we can pull this thing off. And the fact that you exceeded that is extraordinary. The fact that we seeded other programs across this country is extraordinary. The fact that we've been persistent, good budgets, bad budgets, and we're on the other side of all of that. And so I'm proud of the program, and I'm proud of all you guys for being part of it and inspiring. Look at me, I'm, you know, like a kid now, and, you know, inspiring me, seriously, because it's...
No, I'll tell you why you're a kid. It's because you've got the moral capacity and the mental capacity of a fucking dinner plate, bro. It's all smooth in there, man. Come on. What is this shit? Bro can't even keep his own state from burning down by just filling the operations that are there already. Bro only had to keep water in the reservoirs and make sure the goddamn forest was clear and ready for burn season. Systems were already in place. Couldn't even do that. You want this guy running 50 states? Fuck no. You kidding me? Ooh. Trump is meaning it now, boys. This is the second warning Trump has posted. I think Trump's about to rain hell again.
Alex Hogan is live at the White House where the
president...
By the
way, if you're new here, sub to the channel, hit like on the stream. Every view helps. Every viewer helps. Y'all are all doing a fantastic job. Check out the channel membership. I have exclusive emotes that I made myself. I have no editor, so like it's all me running the entire thing. So every little bit helps, guys. Thank you so much to all the new supporters, all the new channel members, all the constant people that show up and praise patriotism in America, because that's what it's all about, boys. Wouldn't be no Western culture if there'd be a whole lot more people speaking German. I'll say that. There'd be a lot of people speaking German right now. It'd be a lot like Wolfenstein.
Is spending Easter Sunday, Alex?
Hi, John. U.S. Central Command says that the U.S. continues to strike Iran today to try to dismantle the regime. This as we're finding out more information about the remarkable rescue of that missing U.S. airman. Fox News has learned today that this airman, after
the rail system. What about the overpass that was supposed to be like a nature overpass? Apparently, he had spent like $38 million on that, and it's still not finished. It was supposed to be like a nature overpass. I love that our taxpayer money is going towards that clown.
He went down on Friday, being shot down by Iran.
I'm sure the people that are now homeless are saying the same thing.
That this airman hiked up a ridgeline about 7,000 feet. He hid in a crevice, waiting for forces to come and find him.
It's remarkable, not only the ability of our military to do something like that without any casualties. It's just mind-boggling. But look at this individual himself, this airman, actually a colonel in the United States Air Force. Look what he was able to do with his training.
First, before
What are you, a fucking monkey? Is that the only thing you think about is eating, shitting, pissing, and fucking? Are you a monkey? Is that all you got, man? I'd like to hope that Americans are a little bit smarter than this. Oh, are you virgin? You a virgin? Oh, you fucking people? Oh. You're a fucking monkey, bro. Monkeys think about that kind of shit. You schizo? You need to take your pillies? Go take your pills. Go take your pills. Shoo.
Or any of that, the CIA spread word in Iran that the missing airman had been found to distract the Iranians while American forces carried out the actual rescue. So as we've heard from Matt's reporting from earlier, the U.S. used Dreeper drones to protect the area where they believed that the weapons system officer was hiding. And one senior U.S. official says that American forces carried out large-scale strikes in the region using every tactical jet in the U.S. inventory. And that was especially important because, remember,
who's an effing idiot? Who? I know you ain't saying that to me. They can't hit on an idiot tube. That's why they call it an idiot tube. Brain rot has set in. Impeach Trump. They've impeached Trump twice already, and you know what it did? Nothing. Yeah, keep impeaching him. Maybe one day he'll actually care. You are sitting around, not our business. We have our own religious nuts. Brain rot has set in. Impeach Trump. We just gonna permaban you. You seem to be an advocate, chitter chatter. We're gonna go ahead and chitter chatter you right out the fucking door.
Anyone that there would be a reward if that pilot was turned in. Now, today, President Trump is warning Iran once again that there will be new attacks this week if Iran does not open up the Strait of Hormuz, again, giving that specific deadline,
Joe?
even mentioning that Tuesday there could be major attacks.
I don't know what the hell it was.
On infrastructure. We are hearing response from Iran saying that, these attacks will not be permitted. That
Man, how can you hate somebody because of their skin color? Look, I know he's orange. But that doesn't give you the right to be racist, bro. That's fucked up. How could you hate somebody because they're orange? Trump and Grimace both have feelings, okay? It's okay. I know he's orange and it's weird. But Obama was mixed. Get used to it. It's this thing called diversity.
Despite all of that, we are also hearing from the president talking to Trey Yingst today that he expects...
Just because you don't like the tangerine warlord doesn't give you the right to be racist towards orange people, okay?
There could be a deal as soon as tomorrow, so a lot of questions surrounding what will actually take place tomorrow. We will get some more information on that because the president is expected to hold that press conference at 1 p.m. John.
Be interesting to hear what he has to say tomorrow. Alex Hogan at the White House. Alex, thanks.
Thanks.
Bro walking around like a big fucking bottle of orange.
So the president spoke with our own Trey Yingst by phone this morning about the chances of Iran meeting his deadline to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. He told Trey
Let me
I think
stop.
there's a good chance tomorrow. They're negotiating now. We've given them immunity from death, and we've told the people that we're dealing with who are the top people. Lawmakers.
Why the fuck would you do that? We've given them immunity from death? Fuck no.
Washington also weighing in.
I think it would be in the interests of the Iranians to go ahead and make this deal. And by the way, that Strait of Hormuz, the Omanis and the Emiratis have as much claim to the Strait of Hormuz as Iran does, and they are basically breaking international law. So it's in their interest to try to make a deal before the consequences rain down on them.
Let's bring in Dr. Rebecca Grant, National Security and Military Analyst and Lexington Institute Vice President. How would you assess the chances of getting the strait reopened, given the president's threats, Dr. Grant?
Well, really, it is crunch time. And I think there's a good chance. But, John, I'm going to tell you that next target set, bridges, power plants, other strategic targets, that's already briefed, approved, and ready to go. The fighter and bomber pilots who would carry that out probably have their targets assigned. They've weaponeered it, and they're ready to take operation.
Man, what the hell is this? What is this shit? What is this shit? Not for you, Wade. Just keeping the chat stirred. Come back to me. They are stealing taxpayer money with... I think that you're fine. I think you're fine. No, you're fine. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be typing in all caps. A lot of y'all I know work from home. Y'all good. Don't listen to any commenters that are like, oh, how could you type in all... Some people work from home and it's just easier to do that. Trust me, you're not the only one. You're not the only one.
Operation Epic Fury to that next level, if necessary, because control...
You ain't got to apologize for that.
Strait of Hormuz is a geopolitical prize, and President Trump will not stop Operation Epic Fury until he's sure that Iran can't continue to hijack the Strait of Hormuz.
There are two schools of thought, I guess you would say.
Because if you have to fill out a document in all caps, and then you want to type in chat, it just makes it easier than having to sit there and hit the caps lock button. I mean, I don't know about you, but whenever I type on my keyboard, man, I got to be looking at my keyboard. I don't type like that.
On this one is that if you cripple the electrical grid, then it frees up the Iranian people to just absolutely, storm.
Wasn't somebody up in here earlier saying that no bridges and infrastructure? I mean, at what point did you think that was going to end too? Like, seriously. Like, at what point do we stop trying to play ball games with these terrorists and just start taking out their infrastructure? Like, come on.
Steal, in effect, and just eliminate their government. The other school of thought is...
Like, these guys have less than 24 hours to come to the table and make a genuine deal that's worth American... that's in America's interest. I don't think we should even be giving them that. We should just be taking out infrastructure. It's obvious these people don't want to wheel and deal with us. They want to cry and bitch and complain about it the minute they start getting all their shit deleted out of the fucking atmosphere. But the minute that we finally come to the table, they sit there bitching and complaining about it for weeks. And we come to the table and they still ain't got nothing worthwhile saying. Like, how many more Ayatollahs do we have to blow up before you realize that we're not just going to go away?
The chances that some following regime, some following government is actually able to govern a functioning country. How do you see it?
Well, those are both really good points. I think Trump's objective with this threat, though, is just to hammer the pressure onto Iran's leadership and onto the IRGC. He has to use that strong language, and really Iran only responds to military pressure to let them know that, yes, he said he's willing to make a deal. We know they're talking in the back channel, but they've got to realize they're going to lose their last vestiges of control if they don't come to the table about
It is.
Hormuz.
And I wasn't directing that towards the Iranian people, by the way. I was directing that towards the IRGC and their regime that continues to run their lives. Maybe I should be more clear about that. I know full well about what's going on in Iran. The IRGC need to go. They need to go.
Earlier, we played something from Brent Sadler. He made an interesting point. He says that the successful rescue of our pilot also shows what we could do with that nuclear material that's probably buried under rubble somewhere inside Iran. Listen.
This demonstrates to the Iranian leadership that we can get anywhere that
Exactly. That's what I want. I want either J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio to look at Trump and say that. There is no negotiating with terrorists. Send it, Mr. President. Non-negotiable. Get rid of this regime.
so choose and hold ground as long as we desire to accomplish a mission. Isfahan does have sensitive nuclear sites and has been the target of attacks in the past. These operations occurred not too
They
far
had a
from
prince that was exiled. Iran had a prince. Like, I wouldn't say that they were like, top dogs or anything, but they had a nice economy. They had great infrastructure. Like, they weren't like, wealthy, but they were thriving. They were definitely doing way better than they are now. It just goes to show what occupation of terrorism looks like.
there. The message should also be, not only can we rescue our pilots, but we can also go to where we need to secure nuclear equipment or the remainders of their leadership.
Imagine that point is not lost on whoever it is that's trying to run Iran right now.
Absolutely right. And Brent made a great point. And what he's saying is we have this complete, unrelenting air dominance. Yeah, you might get shot at, but nothing will stop.
Bro, I think a Nick Shirley movie would be badass. That would be so sick.
The U.S. And that means we can go in and basically hold territory, keep Iranian forces back with air-delivered firepower, with surveillance, and carry out whatever operation we need to for a limited period of time, whether that's the fantastic...
Damn, I bet that place was maybe a little bit more of a paradise than I thought. I've heard stories, but I didn't know it was like that. That's really sad. That's honestly, awful. Because, now... There's smog that can't escape the mountains in their own city. So people have to wear facial masks and stuff just to breathe. That really sucks that it's that way now. It does. It sucks. It sucks that they can't even keep the power on and have internet that is a reasonable amount of money. We watched that Iranian guy that, has been sending videos to Asman. And it's sad that it is the way it is, It shouldn't be that way. And unfortunately, I think that a lot more of the infrastructure is going to have to go in order for this regime change to finally happen. And it's not the IRGC that are going to suffer the most from blowing up water filtration, power plants, and bridges. It's the average Iranian people. And that's why Trump has put it off for so damn long.
Fantastic rescue of the F-15E crew members or taking other steps. We are able to go in there and take and hold territory to achieve an objective if we need to. That's what that means. And it's really significant for the IRGC to know that.
Congressman Mike Turner, Republican of Ohio, says the fact that they are holding the Strait of Hormuz hostage sort of shows what was behind, what's the impetus for this war in the first place. Listen.
The straits are going to be open, and it certainly is important to occur. But you can't say, well, as long as the straits are open, we can let them continue to be a power that marches toward being a nuclear power, or that continues to develop missile technology.
The people going to Iran, they were treated awesome.
Technology that can threaten the United States and threaten Europe and continue to perfect long-range missile technology. You have to be able to address this, great sponsor of terrorism, this the global power ambition that Iran has.
It would be nice to think that after this is all said and done, their global power ambitions are in the dust.
They will be in the dust. And here, Iran made a huge mistake attacking all their neighbors. What needs to happen in Hormuz is no more drone attacks on any shipping that's stuck up there in the strait. They've hit, maybe close to 24. And then we need to not have Iran turn this into some.
That is true. We could just flatten it and then help them rebuild. We could do that. That's very valid. Actually, it would definitely help out, with relations to Iran. It would definitely help.
It's got to be international free flow. And I'm going to tell you, who else is watching here is China. They just watered down a UN resolution on Hormuz. But what China will see is it's the U.S. military that has the power to control what goes on in the Strait of Hormuz. And as a geopolitical outcome, I like that.
Dr. Rebecca Grant, it's good of you to come on. Thanks.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all.
Yeah, hit like and subscribe on Fox and my stuff too. Make sure you hit like on the stream. Helps out with them views, boys. Keeps me in my seat. Keeps me here doing it every day.
Alex Hogan is live
from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
Is spending Easter Sunday. Alex.
Hi, John. U.S. Central Command says that the U.S. continues to strike Iran today to try to dismantle the regime. This as we're finding out more information about the remarkable rescue of that missing U.S. airman. Fox News has learned today that this airman, after the plane went down on Friday, being shot down by Iran, that this airman hiked up a ridgeline about 7,000 feet. He hid in a crevice waiting for force.
God damn. So he hiked for damn.
To come and find him.
It's remarkable, not only the ability of our military to do something like that without any casualties. It's just mind-boggling. But look at this individual himself, this airman, actually a colonel in the United States Air Force. Look what he was able to do with his training.
First, before any of that, the CIA spread word in Iran that the
Man, there's a lot of people talking about Cybertruck. It's almost as if they lack the ability for critical thinking. Who's that? Oh, wait, that's Duke. That's Duke. Wait, where's Cybertruck? Cybertruck. So now believe Earth is flat after NASA. Dude, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. I mean, look. Don't like ice walls, but Democrats don't like ice or walls. Democrats believe that. Democrats now believe Earth is flat after NASA releases photos as proof. Democrats now believe Earth. How many times are you gonna? Democrats are like 2 + 2 = 5. Definitely, exactly. Why do the Democrats support criminals? He's kind of onto something. I don't know about the Earth is flat thing, but he's not wrong. I mean,
missing airmen had been
it's kind
found
of funny
to distract the Iranians while American forces carried
and
out.
I wouldn't say all Democrats are like that. I'd say that, like, if their consensus tells them that the Earth is flat, then they're going to start saying that the Earth is flat. Seriously.
So as we've heard from Matt's reporting from earlier, the U.S. used Dreeper drones to protect the area where they believe that the weapons system officer was hiding. And one senior U.S.
Well, they're eating hearty, right? They launched the rocket on April 1st. So, like, they're eating well, those flat earthers, man. They're eating well.
American forces carried out large-scale strikes in the region using every tactical jet in the U.S. inventory, and that was especially important because, remember, Iran had told anyone that there would be a reward if that pilot was turned in. Now, today, President Trump is warning Iran once again that there will be new attacks this week.
Stop warning these people and just start bombing them again. Enough with this nonsense. I hope that if we have to keep bombing them after these quote-unquote negotiation talks, that we bomb them all the way back to the Stone Age and finish this war.
If Iran does not open up the Strait of Hormuz, again, giving that specific deadline, even mentioning that Tuesday there could be major.
That's their currency. It's 60,000 US. They were offering 60,000 US for the capture of that airman. That country broke as fuck, bruh.
Attacks on infrastructure. We are hearing response from Iran saying that these attacks will not be permitted. That despite all of that, we are also hearing from the president talking to Trey Yingst today that he expects that there could be a deal as soon as tomorrow. So a lot of questions surrounding what will actually take place tomorrow. We will get some more information on that because the president is expected to hold that press conference at 1 p.m. John.
Be interesting to hear what he has to say tomorrow. Alex Hogan at the White House. Alex, thanks.
Thanks.
So the president spoke with our own Trey Yingst by phone this morning about the chances of Iran meeting his deadline.
Shit, the only thing they got left is their power, and they about to get that taken away. I think that kind of classifies the Stone Age, don't it?
He told Trey, I think there is a good chance tomorrow.
Soon they're going to have to start putting holes in the bottom of their vehicles to fucking go from point A to point B. They're going to have to be peddling that shit. They're going to be sitting there like Fred Flintstone.
They're negotiating now. We've given them a...
You got the missile yet? You got the missile on the pad? No, man, we out of gas. Go to hold the goddamn bottom and get that bitch moving.
Immunity from death, and we've told the people that we're dealing with who are the top people. Lawmakers in Washington also weighing in.
Yeah, they're going to have a donkey pulling the trucks.
I think it would be in the interests of the Iranians to...
We'll never be back to the Stone Age as long as we have horsepower, boys.
That Strait of Hormuz, the Omanis and the Emiratis have as much claim to the Strait of Hormuz as Iran does, and they are basically breaking international law. So it's in their interest to try to make a deal before the consequences.
Oh, fuck, man.
Let's bring in Dr. Rebecca Grant, National Security and Military Analyst and Lexington Institute Vice President. How would you assess the chances of getting the strait reopened, given the president's threats, Dr. Grant?
Well, really, it is crunch time. And I think there's a good chance. But, John, I'm going to tell you that next target.
Camel power. Oh, dude, that's too good. Camel power. What's the camel power here on this here unit? Well, it goes about 20 steps a second.
Power plants, other strategic targets. That's already briefed, approved, and ready to go. The fighter and bomber pilots.
What's the mileage like on this bad boy? Oh, it gets about 30,000 steps per fill up. Just make sure you got the bag of water ready.
Would carry that out, probably have their targets assigned, they've weaponeered it, and they're ready to take Operation Epic Fury to that next level if necessary, because control of the Strait of Hormuz is a geopolitical prize.
I'm going to hell.
President Trump will not stop Operation Epic Fury until he's sure that Iran can't continue to hijack the Strait of Hormuz.
There are two schools of thought, I guess you would say, on this. One is that if you cripple the electrical grid, then it frees up the Iranian people to just absolutely, storm the Bastille, in effect.
Well, yeah, you have to keep in mind that the minute that the power grid's down, a lot of these people aren't going to be able to continue doing their jobs. Like, the people in Iran aren't hurting anybody. The attacks have been going on quite frequently, and they've just kind of they brush it off and cheer whenever somebody big gets taken out, like they did with the Ayatollah. A lot of these people are carrying on with their everyday life, but the minute we start attacking their infrastructure, they're going to be seeking to overthrow the IRGC and the new supreme leader. Like, it's going to happen. Like, their lives are already uncomfortable and fucking miserable. This is just going to solidify that, you know?
And just eliminate their government. The other school of thought is you reduce the chances that some following regime, some following government is actually able to govern a functioning country. How do you see it?
Well,
and once they do that, once they start taking out the electrical infrastructure, Trump needs to get in contact with these banks that are doing business all over Iran, and they need to start shutting these fucking banks down or freezing accounts that belong to the organized leaders, so that way they can't continue to keep getting these war machines brought over into their country.
Both really good points. I think Trump's objective with this threat, though, is just to hammer the pressure onto Iran's leadership and onto the IRGC. You know, he has to use that strong language, and really Iran only responds to military pressure to let them know that, yes, he said he's willing to make a deal. We know they're talking in the back channel, but they've got to realize they're going to lose their last vestiges of control if they don't come to the table about Hormuz.
Earlier, we played something from Brent Sadler. He made an interesting point. He says that the successful rescue of our pilot also shows what we could do with that nuclear material.
Six goat power? Oh my God! Oh yeah, don't they have a lot of goats over there? Yo, they could have like a sled dog, like they could line it up like a sled dog, like how they do with sled dogs. They can have like a bunch of goats pulling it. You got to make sure that you don't startle them, though, or else they'll all, like, pass out.
Buried under rubble somewhere inside Iran. Listen.
This demonstrates to the Iranian leadership that we can get anywhere that we so choose and hold ground as long as we desire to accomplish a mission. Isfahan does have sensitive nuclear sites and has been the target of attacks in the past. These operations occurred not too far from there. The message should also be, not only can we rescue our pilots, but we can also go to where we need to secure nuclear equipment or the remainders of their leadership.
Imagine that point is not lost on whoever it is that's trying to run Iran right now.
Absolutely right. And Brent made a great point. And what he's saying is we have this complete, unrelenting air dominance. Yeah,
that's the sad part. You're onto something there. The President of the United States, our Commander-in-Chief, has to fight the Congress in order to fight the terrorism. That is so stupid. That is some bullshit.
Get shot at, but nothing will stop.
I love how a bunch of out-of-touch boomers that are advocating for the mass migration of people that are taking American jobs, stealing your money, sending it back to their own country, and marching your kids out of school onto the streets and then losing them are the ones that are deciding whether we should be at war with the terrorist organization or not. Man, sounds to me like we need some term limits up in that bitch, huh?
U.S. And that means we can go
and maybe an age cutoff too.
And basically hold territory, keep Iranian forces back with air-delivered firepower, with surveillance, and carry out whatever operation we need to for a limited period of time, whether that's the fantastic rescue of the F-15E crew members or taking other steps. We are able to go in there and take and hold territory to achieve an objective if we need to. That's what that means, and it's really significant for the IRGC to know that.
Congressman Mike Turner, Republican of Ohio, says the fact that they are holding the Strait of Hormuz hostage sort of shows...
Man, I just keep seeing that comment. Every time I see that comment, where's it at? This is known as the Epstein Wars. Well, you know what's crazy is that Iran doesn't have anything like Epstein because they celebrate it. In Iran, they celebrate 50-year-olds marrying 12-year-olds, going to war with a whole nation because Israel has video of... Man, that's crazy. What about the age of apparently consent in Iran being 12? They're consenting to being signed up for the IRGC or the military? Nah, bro, they getting ripped away from their parents and forced into service at the age of 12, so that way the Iranian or IRGC could sit there and say that that Americans are killing kids. I'm sorry, but if you have to hide behind a child to maintain power in your country, it's time for you to go. See, your country doesn't have the Epstein files because your country is the Epstein files. You see, like, that's why it doesn't work here.
Was behind what's the impetus for this war in the first place? Listen.
And I'm happy to say that the regime that owns that country is coming to an end. Get
The
used
straits
to it.
are going to be open, and it certainly is important to occur. But you can't say, well, as long as the straits are open, we can let them continue to be a power that marches toward being a nuclear power, that continues to develop missile technology that can threaten the United States and threaten Europe, and continue to perfect long-range missile technology. You have to be able to address this, great sponsor of terrorism, this the global power ambition that Iran has.
It would be nice to think that after this is all said and done, their global power ambitions are in the dust.
They will be in the dust. And here, Iran made a huge mistake attacking.
You want to know why President Trump is worried about them so much? It's not our country. Hold on. Why is our president worried about them so much? Think about how many of our soldiers have been captured and tortured in the 47 years that the Ayatollah reigned. Think about how much money we've had to spend on making sure these people didn't have nukes. How many times we've had to spend money on hacking their system, or blowing up their scientists, or blowing up their facilities by cracking their mountains open. Why would you hide enriched uranium in a mountain? Why would you do that? What's the point of hiding your enriched uranium in mountains? Well, you want me, you join the military then if you're so ready to go to war. So you want me to join the military so I can do the same thing that I do at home? I would sit here in this chair if I could get the ability to have a controller and deploy drones and blow up terrorists. I would be streaming it. I would. I'd be streaming it in a heartbeat. I would tell them, nah, man, you go on, keep your little funding. I'm gonna go ahead and sit here and blow up some terrorists for God and America. Is that what you people seem to think? You third wheelers don't seem to understand that this war isn't even one where people are on the ground. They're sitting behind a computer with an Xbox controller blowing motherfuckers up. You don't seem to understand that, do you? Because you're just too damn smooth brain, bro. Too smooth brain. It's that third world mentality. Man, oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. How much money did Barack Obama send the prior Ayatollah to recover the soldiers that were captured in Iran? They sent $400 million cash to Iran to recover those soldiers. You know what they did with that money? Instead of feeding their own communities and making sure that they had breathable air and power on every day, they used it to build bombs and praised death to America. Well, guess what? You call for death, and death just might come knocking.
All their neighbors.
2026, best year in the world. It is the fuck around and find out year, boys. The Ayatollah fucked around, and he finally found out by the 47th president after 47 years of terror. Now we're trying to bring these ass clowns to the table and make a deal with them. And they still crying and bitching and complaining after we mow down their army, saving one man. And you still want to sit here and cry and bitch and complain and fuck around. And, well, let's just say that some bridges and power plants are going to find out tomorrow, bitch. So keep getting in my comments and keep giving me new viewers. Keep remaking your new channels, and I'll keep collecting money. 'Cause I'm not going to be suppressed into denying my patriotism and denying my family members that fought for this fucking country. Kiss my ass, terrorists. It's not working. It won't work here. You're not going to do it to me.
What needs to happen in Hormuz is no more drone attacks
If you like what you hear, and please sub to the channel. We're here every day, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. every single day.
any shipping that's stuck up there in the strait. They've hit, maybe close to 24. And then we need to not have Iran turn this into some kind of toll booth. It's got to be international free flow. And I'm going to tell you, who else is watching here is China. They just watered down a UN resolution on Hormuz. But what China...
Your family members actually did something. What are you doing? I was a school bus driver. I worked for the United States Postal Service, and then I went to college and became a firefighter EMT. What have you done for your country other than sit here and advocate for terrorism, fucktard? What have you done? What's it like being a traitor? You like that shit? Where do you get off at? I've done more for a community, not only sitting in my fat ass in this chair, but doing CPR on people. I've put out fires. I'm 31 years old, bitch. Calling me a kid, attacking everything I'm trying to say. What have you done? What have you done, bitch? What have you done? What have you done for your community? I had to drive 45 minutes for a community that wasn't even mine and save people. What have you done for your community? What have you done for your own community? Have you done anything? Because all I see is a little third worlder bitching and complaining that their terrorist regime's getting bombed to shit, which is a beautiful thing. I love every morning that I wake up and I hear another IRGC members in pieces. It's a damn good day to be an American. Get used to it, motherfucker. Your days are numbered. Get used to it.
China will see is it's the U.S. military that has the power to control what goes on.
I'll be here all 7 of them days, pulling people up, making fun of their third world mentality, and saying how much I love blowing up terrorists. You know why? Because they did the same thing for 47 fucking years. And you know what? It's about goddamn time.
In the Strait of Hormuz. And as a geopolitical outcome...
And if you don't like it, cry about it, bitch about it, moan about it. We'll just keep blowing up people. Sucks to suck.
Like that.
Dr. Rebecca Grant.
You get no sympathy from me. Not a damn cent. Oh, they gave him the Congressional Medal of Honor, boys. Let's go!
Tonight is a Fox News alert. A glorious start to Easter this year as U.S. forces rescued the missing crew member from the F-15E shot down over Iran. President Trump made the announcement this morning, describing it as one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history. The fighter jet's weapons system officer was missing for over 36 hours after the fighter jet crashed in Iran on Friday. Officials tell Fox News that the officer hid on an elevated ridge after hiking away from the wreckage. While Iranian forces were actively searching the area, the operation to rescue the crew member...
Oh, thanks for the bits. The jewels. Thanks for the jewels.
Involved multiple branches of the military and hundreds of service members. The CIA even used a deception campaign inside Iran to throw their forces off the trail of the missing officer. Matt Finn is live in Dubai with more details. Matt?
Now, I appreciate all y'all. All y'all that show up here and show the love and support. Y'all are all awesome. I'm giving my support to y'all. I want to be here every day for y'all. Because y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve more than I could ever give y'all when it comes to this. That's why I tell y'all all the time, go look at everything. Go check out Fox. Go watch Aspen. Go watch these people. Give them some love and support too. Go watch Son. Go watch a Son and get the opposing opinion. Man, that hurts. I need to stop doing that. Go watch the CNN. Go watch CNN. And oh man, that hurts too. I shouldn't say that too often. So that way you can get a full spectrum of everything. Sticking to one side, that's not how you want to be. You want to get everything so that way you have a good idea of how it all looks. You know what I'm saying? You want to see both sides so that way you can determine for yourself, using your critical thinking skills, what logically should be done. Instead of just listening to one side and being like, oh, no. Try to broaden your spectrum, you know? Get all the information and then come to a conclusion.
American jet crashed on the opposite side of the Persian Gulf behind me in Iran. The news broke on Good Friday, and then this morning here on Easter Sunday, the president announced that the second airman had been rescued, but he is injured. The president writing, "We have rescued the seriously wounded and really brave F-15 crew member officer from deep inside the mountains of Iran. The Iranian military was looking hard in big numbers."
I can't. I know I don't say it enough to her, and probably should start saying it. Like, the whole reason why I'm even here is because of her. Like, whatever, I got out of the fire department because of how shit the fucking schedule was. By the way, the department itself was amazing. I loved being a fire. If I had to go back and do a job, I would go back to firefighting 100%. 100%. But it's because of our decision for me to pursue this, because this was the plan the whole time, was to do YouTube. Like, that was the whole reason why I heard that they do like 2 days on and 4 days off. I was like, oh man, I gotta get me some of that schedule so I can stream and make content. And then I kept asking the firefighters, they're like, it's the best job in the world. Even the people at the academy, they were like, yeah, it's the best job in the world. And they were right. That job was amazing. But I never lost sight of what I really wanted. And it's because of you people and her that I'm sitting right here in this chair talking about how we can bomb terrorists and how we're having the best Easter this world has ever seen. And now they're saying that this man is going to get the Congressional Medal of Honor. W. Donald J. Trump. W. viewers, W. America, W. military, and W. veterans for making sure that we are still America and making sure that our flag still reigns supreme.
Getting close.
We don't give y'all enough credit, veterans. Y'all built this country, and y'all have to struggle for this country every day that you guys don't get a place to stay. And it's disgraceful, and it's disrespectful.
Highly respected colonel.
Y'all deserve way more than the VA could ever give y'all. Let me tell you that.
Attempted because of the danger to man and equipment. It just doesn't happen. The second raid came after the first one, where we rescued the pilot in broad daylight, also unusual, spending 7 hours over Iran. An amazing show of bravery and talent by all. Now, the president says he'll be having a news conference.
No, man, ain't no me in this. It's we doing great. That's who built this country. We built this country. We sitting here doing this on stream. That's why anytime I say we, I say it all the time. I do this by myself. I do all the editing and everything by myself. But it's because of we that the channel is continuing to thrive. It's we. There is no me. It's we.
Military tomorrow in the Oval Office. We expect to learn much more about how this all went down.
It's just like a business, man. You can't run a business without people that need the product. And I saw a lot of Americans that needed this product, and I was like, man, it's time to talk to Doritos about them B-2 bombers and the black Dorito. It's time.
Our Jennifer Griffin.
Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should make food companies that aren't scared to promote this kind of stuff. Maybe I should do that.
Are reporting as the U.S. was searching for the second downed airman who was hiding on a mountain, drones were used to attack anyone in Iran that was approaching. And the CIA faked out Iran by spreading word that the U.S. had already captured the second American. A senior U.S. official tells Fox News the CIA leaked through multiple sources that they were trying to move a valuable package out of Iran. This was meant to draw the Iranians away from the area where the U.S. crew member was located, and that deception campaign worked. Back to you guys in New York.
Incredible. Matt Finn, thank you so much. While stranded behind enemy lines, the crew member used his SEER training, which stands for Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape, to avoid capture. Former CENTCOM official and retired Army Colonel Joe Buscino describes how the officer managed to evade Iranian forces while signaling his location to the U.S.
Bro went up 7,000. I saw 7,000 feet on a broken ankle. Like,
we're not exactly sure where.
That's a badass dude. Oh man, that is a badass dude.
While injured, climbing up this
Bro was over there on his fucking hands upside down, strolling up the mountain. Got an AK in his fucking feet.
The Zagros mountain range. And then from there, it's make contact. So he activated his personnel locator beacon, which sends a signal that's encrypted to American forces. And from there, he went into a crevice and basically hid. So the third part, you go to ground and you evade. So he tucked into a crevice and just waited for forces to come and get him.
Joining us now is Medal of Honor recipient Dakota Meyer. Dakota, first of all, happy Easter. Thank you for taking time away from your family to join us tonight. We are so honored to have you.
Thank you.
This was just really an incredible endeavor by the United States military. Could you describe for those of us who are just in awe of this, what this officer may have been going through in those harrowing
Bro, I bet
hours?
that man had 70,000 different, bro was sitting there like Doctor Strange going through all the outcomes. You know he was doing it. He was running every damn scenario down in his head. I bet that dude was like, I don't think he was panicked. I think he was just sitting there trying to turn his brain off for however long he could, you know?
While awaiting this rescue?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously I've never been in this situation, but what I will say is I could only imagine this is probably a worst case scenario for any of us to be by ourselves and
Yeah,
and not
no,
know
dude, it's a best case scenario. Soldier was lost out there, surrounded by Charlie, bro. Bro, America showed up, rolled in the equalizers and equalized the playing field. Damn straight.
Nobody's coming when they're coming, or
best
or how
case
they're
scenario.
coming. And you also know that it is an absolute race of, the Iranians are trying to get this. I mean, the value that this person would be if the Iranians were able to do this and as a negotiation tool and all this. I mean, I could not imagine what this pilot was going through. But as you see the capabilities and that the training that this pilot had gone through, obviously it worked. I think so many times, we go through training and this is a worst case scenario situation. And, you just don't know if it's going to work, right? And so to see this, it'll be interesting to have this pilot come back and talk about the techniques that he used and things like that.
You know they're about to make a movie off of him. 100%.
Because obviously he applied that and it worked.
Dakota, the
Bro's gonna have. He needs to write a book. He needs to get ready for interviews whenever he gets cut loose. Bro's gonna have a life ahead of him. 100%.
States put forward to rescue this airman. You look at the dozens of airplanes, the hundreds of service members who went to get him after he bailed out from
they literally mobilized the whole armada. They were like, someone's down, we'll level the goddamn field and get him. What are we waiting on? Why isn't everything turned into glass yet?
I mean, it really does go to show that it is in the DNA of the U.S.
No, it's just crazy,
to bring their people back, right?
Yeah, I mean, look.
I want to make that very clear. He made contact with the U.S. on Friday. So they never really lost contact with that pilot. That's what I've heard on a couple sites, or even on the Fox talked about it a little bit on Friday, that he had made contact with the U.S. Army. So they never truly lost this man. They knew where he was. They were obviously just not going to announce this. Why the hell would you announce this if there's even a slight chance that your enemy's regime could be monitoring all frequency, even legacy media? Why would you even take the chance?
When you just said that, I leave no man behind it's not a cool t-shirt phrase or anything like that. For us that go to combat, it's a way of life, and it's something that we mean. And I've got to tell you, you know, what this shows is more than anything. I mean, the capabilities of our men and women are absolutely. I mean, we're getting to be able to see that full display the last few months of what they're capable of when we have leaders who are willing to put our men and women before diplomacy, before their political agendas, and before their next election. You know, what you're seeing is the example of what is capable and what is possible when you have leadership like, you know, SecWar of Pete Hegseth.
See you around, David.
And you've got a
Sub
president.
to the channel if you're new here. We're here every single day, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. every day. So sub to the channel, show some love, hit like in the stream. Every little bit helps, guys.
Up there who's willing to back it, and you've got a bunch of professionals who their priority are the people that serve them, not the policies and not what everybody's going to think or not what we're going to lose. They're not putting equipment or anything above, you know, one single person's life.
Dakota, thank you for your service. You truly are.
Such a win that they didn't get him and parade him around as a hostage. Also, we spent 400 freaking. If we had to spend $1 billion on that soldier, it'd have been worth it. No man left behind means no man left behind. Period. If we had to level the entirety of Iran to get that soldier back, they would have done it. I said this before they even got this soldier. There is not a mountain or a shit shack in that entire goddamn country they are going to hide this man that they're not going to crack open or bust open like a fucking beer can and get that man out. I don't care how much money it takes. That's an American soldier. Get his ass back.
Are an American hero.
Think I give a fuck about how much it costs? That's about the same amount that Obama sent over whenever they had captured soldiers. I'd much rather blow them up than sit there and give them a plane full of money. I don't know about you. I would much rather blow them up.
Iran war more.
That's the exact same amount of money that Obama sent in stacks in an airplane to Iran when they captured the soldiers. See what I'm saying? Instead of all these people, but all the money we're hemorrhaging towards us that could be used on health. It was never going to healthcare, bro. It would be nice if it was, but it wasn't. You know why? Because all our healthcare systems are being shut down right now because fraud is taking all the money and sending it to people that are making missiles to kill Americans. That's why. Think about how much money we've hemorrhaged to these people over the past 47 years, trying to make sure these fucks didn't get nukes so they could terrorize everybody in the world. Fuck no. Hell no. I don't care how much money it costs.
Broadly, you've served in both Iraq and Afghanistan. You've seen how conflict can escalate. You know, looking at Iran, how worried are you about mission creep or a potential prolonged conflict in Iran?
Look, at the end of the day, I mean, I wish I could speak on that, but that's not for me to worry about. What's for me to worry about is going and executing what leaders above me ask me to do, and to go and do what I feel is best and what we all feel best is on behalf of the United States of America. And what we do know is that Iran is an enemy of America, and at any point in time, I mean, as they have killed thousands.
Fight to win. I'm tired of this fight delayed bullshit. If these people, the IRGC, don't come to the table and have this shit solved by tomorrow morning, I want to wake up to a shitload of things being blown up. I want to see the nice new electric facilities being left in rubble. Anything less is unacceptable. And it needs to continue doing that until the regime changes. Period.
Of service members over time. I mean, they are an enemy of America, and I will tell you that we have men and women who are ready to go do the nation's bidding against them at any point in time that we are called to do so.
Dakota, Tom Shalhoub, I want to ask about the president. He used the phrase severely injured. Do you know anything about the injuries, and what are some of the possible injuries? I know that it's a very dangerous thing to eject from an aircraft, and there's often broken bones and things like that. I don't know if you've heard anything about the injuries. Also, as part of the question, if you could tell me.
I love this mentality. Well, we can't do certain things because it'd be a war crime. Who do you think enforces the war crime? Don't really much matter and any lawyer will tell you this, it doesn't really much matter if you break the law if nobody's going to enforce it. I mean, let's be reasonable here. Or actually, fuck reasonable. Let's be honest and logical about this. If America has the biggest military in the world and is putting the most into NATO as far as income, and we're the richest country in the world, who do you think is going to enforce a war crime? Hell, you can't even get the other allies in the world to get off their ass long enough to secure the Strait of Hormuz. Who do you think is going to enforce a war crime?
Things does the pilot have with him? We know he has the beacon. They mentioned that. It's an encrypted beacon.
Oh, thanks for the $2.
Does he have food, water?
Man, why do people do that? Why do they post? Like, they spend the $2 and then they say something like that. You do realize that, but like, what is even the point? I don't like you, but I'm gonna make a negative post and ask a weird question. And like,
tools?
It's
just so weird.
Yeah,
Am I the only person that thinks
exactly
that's weird?
What this pilot was carrying in this loadout. I mean, I think that at a minimum they're going to have a pistol on them. They're not going to have a long gun or a rifle. So, you know, their capabilities and their ability to be able to fight back.
And I love people like you that leave comments on my channel thinking that anybody's going to give a thinking that anybody would give a flying fuck with someone like you that has a smooth brain and the attention span of a dish plate is going to say, never go fighting, commenting, fucking basement warrior, fucking keyboard warrior, retard, moron that's now permabanned on a YouTube channel on the ass end of the internet. Bye-bye.
Is going to be very, very limited in this situation. But I mean, they are given the skills to be able to survive, to be able to go out and then, you know, to do the basic.
That's right. Yeet it and delete it, boys.
Of food and water and all these aspects of it, but their ability to be able to fight and stand off
fucking
with
terrorist advocators, man, get out of here.
With the enemy,
propaganda
their
pushing
biggest
pussies.
weapon that they have is using
instead of getting into people's comments on YouTube and calling people names. Why don't you go win your war?
You know, using their brain and being able to escape and evade and trying to avoid the enemy at all costs. You know, going back to the injuries, you know, when you're looking at these ejection seats and ejections, I mean, you know, or being able to.
If they got to nuke the fuck out of Iran to make them get their asses in gear, then that's what it takes. The fact that they're launching ICBMs into Israel is mind-blowing to me. I don't give a fuck about Israel. Fuck Israel. But the fact that they already had ICBMs with warheads is fucking terrifying. That's fucking awful. These people need to go. And they're not even trying to hit military targets. They're just aiming for civilian people. What do you think these people would have done if they got their hands on the ability to encase a nuclear warhead and strap that onto an ICBM and then refine that process to make the ICBM's launch range hit the heart of America? You think they're going to sit here and make deals and shit? No, they're going to launch that shit. That's what the fuck they're going to do. They would have used that to terrorize the entire Middle East.
At a lower extremity issue, which
and
is
us, and us.
You and again, I don't have no clue. I haven't spoke to anybody about what the issues are of this pilot, but I mean that's what you're kind of thinking of is maybe your legs, you know, hitting something.
I don't even know what the fuck is an ED med. What the fuck is that? I mean, go pull you up and give you a like button. I don't even know what the fucking ED med is, bruh.
On the way out,
or
you know, a spinal issue of being able with that compression of you know, riding that seat out at the way that they do, or hitting the ground. I mean, you got to think that this person wasn't expecting to skydive in. They're definitely not, you know, hitting the right spot or hitting an LZ like you usually are whenever you're you know, whenever you're inserting through a parachute. So, you know, all these things are factors. So lower extremity issue, but who knows, right? I mean, nobody knows. But what you did see is that this pilot
they would have.
Was able to evade and was able to go back to his training and you know, and we had a president who was searching and hunting
erectile dysfunction. What the fuck?
Person and helping.
Oh man, we have someone leveled up in chat. Look at that. They leveled up. They went from calling me a virgin and an incel to asking me what erectile dysfunction pills I'm taking. Okay, that's crazy. Wow. What's the matter? You got mad that I called the prior person a monkey? Because all they could think about was eating shit and pissing, and sleeping and having sex? That's crazy.
This person and get them out. And
Bro grew an extra brain from all the irradiated missiles we've been dropping. I know they're not irradiated, but maybe if you drop enough missiles, somehow radiation forms. Maybe that made a mutation in their society. Boys, we found a loop to the hole. You know what I'm saying?
Was willing to put it all on the line, and I think that's the biggest display for every service member that's out there right now.
Yes, sir. Objectively,
to be able to see this
every day.
This type of effort being put into to rescue this.
Oh
pilot.
yeah, maybe he's projecting. Damn, I didn't think that deep. Maybe you're right, man. Maybe he is projecting. Damn. What's the matter? Israel cut off your supply of ED into Iran? Maybe you should stop dropping ICBMs.
It gives us all a piece of security to know.
Remember, guys. The IRGC doesn't need to worry about stop, dropping, and rolling. They need to worry about stop, dropping, and blowing.
That we have leaders up there right now who are willing to come get us if we need that.
You know, Dakota, what message does this send to Iran for the United States to...
I'm going to hell. I'm going to be rotting there. I'm going to be jumping over hot coals. But I'm going to have the biggest smile that the devil has ever seen.
Be able to rescue not one, but two, the pilot and the weapons officer. What message does that send Iran?
Well, I think Iran is getting the message. They get the message every single day is that the superiority that we bring to the table and that we've got leadership up there who's going to stop at nothing to get what they feel needs to be accomplished.
Well, I don't talk bad about Israel. I just can't stand when people get in my comments and they're like, oh, what's it like fighting for Israel? And I'm like, dude, fuck Israel. Israel is its own place. That place would be prosperous if it didn't have a bunch of fucking terrorists next to it trying to blow them up all the fucking time. I understand why Israel wants these cocksuckers gone. They're assholes. They keep blowing their shit up. And now that we're blowing their shit up, they decided to blow up their own ally shit. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing, bro? Hello? I ain't got no problems with Israel. I ain't got no problems with Israel. I ain't got no problem with the Iranian people that are advocating for the removal of the IRGC and this terrorist organization. I got no problems with them. The F Israel statement is to show that I'm not pushing propaganda for Israel, because I'm not. I'm doing this because I'm an American that is tired of watching these terrorists get millions of dollars and forcing American soldiers to kiss them on the forehead before they're allowed to leave. Your time has come.
Accomplished on behalf of making sure that America is safe. I think we're seeing that, and that's a display. What's really telling to me, it shows the display of the superiority that we have of Iran, of being able to do these missions during the day. That's something else that shows me a lot, that the capabilities of Iran.
And you know what the funny part is that these third worlders, they try to latch on to whatever they can, because they know their goose is cooked. I'd never expect a third worlder to understand why we do what we do. Because I don't care. All that matters to me is that every time they get a new supreme leader, we put that bitch 10 feet under. You see, whenever you blow him up the first time, that he goes to 8 feet under. Then we need to drop a couple bombs to push his ass to about another 3-4 feet. You know what I'm saying? Turn that motherfucker into glass. He needs to be a glass statue instead of a cardboard cutout. It's a shame that it's a great thing that our president can give press conferences every day. And you guys have to praise a fucking cardboard cutout because the guy's too much of a fucking wuss to come out and say if he's gay or not. What's the matter, man? You scared you're gonna meet your fellow Ayatollah? What happened? Why are you so scared? Why don't you come out? Why are you so scared to step out onto a balcony in your own country? What's wrong? Why are you hiding? You ain't got nothing to be scared of as long as you come to the table and make a deal. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think making a deal with these people is gonna solve a damn thing. I genuinely think that. I'm sorry, dude. Like, that regime has to go. It has to go.
Our dominance is truly prevailing in all these situations.
Certainly is. Dakota Meyer, thank you so much for your service. Thanks for being with us tonight. And again, happy Easter.
Thank you so much.
All right, Rich.
Happy birthday, Nick. How's it going, Nick? What's the matter? You thought you was going to get me with that, bruh? Been on the internet probably for longer than you've been alive, brother. I've been on the internet for longer. You really thought you was going to get me with that? Come on. Right here. You really thought you was going to get me with that? Let me tell you something. I grew up in Louisiana. I had a lot of black friends, guy. A lot of them. I've dated black women before. Dated a lot of them. There ain't a single thing you going to say in this chat that's going to confuse me when it comes to this. You know why? Because I used to sit around with those people and talk shit all the time. You ain't gonna get me with that. But you are gonna catch a ban because you thought I was dumb enough to fall for it. You really thought. You thought you were onto something there. Yo, W, your boy. What is that? How do you even. Your boy. Oh, it's the Burgermeister. It's the Burgermeister, man. What's up, man? Yo, W, don't know. I actually don't own a red hat, funny enough.
Wee hours of the morning, you were doing the Lord's work.
Thanks for the two, by the way, Burgermeister.
When this information came in, for those that weren't watching in the wee hours of the morning, for those of us who woke up and saw the good news, take us into what last night looked like.
Sure. I mean, we had some indication that something was going on, but then you learned later in the reporting that this airman had been recovered, but there were problems.
You know, I've been watching you for a little bit now. You don't think I don't see you? I don't think Donald Trump should be the president because the Epstein files compromised his position. I think J.D. Vance should pick up the position since he's vice president, and then he should continue bombing the fuck out of Iran. And then once he's done with that, he should run for 2 more years because that's what the vice president gets to do when he takes over the administration for a president. I feel like any person that's in those files should be on administrative leave to an extent up to and the full release of the Epstein files. But, you know, given that it seems like you're trying to play footsies with a country that is literally ran by Epstein, or at least the Iranian version of it, I don't see how you could be complaining. You know, no one asked you to be here. But yet, you're still here, getting pulled up and made fun of for being an idiot, thinking that the Epstein files is going to make anybody upset. I've stated many times what I think should happen. If they need to get every single member of Congress, including the President of the United States, down into the White House, into the chamber, and they need to live stream the man that made the law that puts for the Epstein, that puts the information out, stand at the podium in the center and call people's names out. And then what they need to do is, once the name is called out, they need to, "Oh brothers, where art thou?" bring in a cross with a bunch of dudes that march in, pick the person up, put them on the cross, and they need to stake it out on the front of the White House lawn. But until then, you have no proof other than allegations and defamation to go off of. Whether you like it or not, we don't have anything that is solid that can condemn Trump that has been released yet. So everything that you can say about the Epstein files is speculative. Whether you like it or not, we're bombing a bunch of schizo terrorists in a foreign country. Get used to it, because it's not going to stop. Keep bringing up the Epstein while a race of people are ripped away from their families at the age of 12 and used as human meat shields for a war that they don't even want to be a part of. That the Iranian people want the IRGC to fall. Whenever you have targets being bombed in a country and you have videos coming out of people cheering knowing that the Ayatollah is dead, you fucked up. Not us. You fucked up. Get used to it. It's called accountability.
Getting him out of Iran, there were 2 C-130s that couldn't take off. So we weren't clear to report a lot of that information because we weren't going to until they were clear of Iranian airspace. That's the responsible thing to do. But then we started getting more information. And the more you heard about this, I mean, I thought the script to Top Gun Maverick was pretty good, but this real story put this to absolute shame. Then you begin to learn a little bit about the assets that were in place. Then President Trump had his Truth Social explaining that there were dozens of military aircraft. Jennifer Griffin was getting all this information and then got information from the CIA that the CIA misled the Iranians to believe that he had actually been recovered earlier and was perhaps taking a convoy out of Iran so that they moved the Iranian military and searchers away from that area so that the U.S. could go in and recover him. It was an incredible thing, and especially in real time as we're learning all this information, and it was all happening very wee hours of the morning right before Easter and then all throughout the early hours of Easter Sunday.
What we've learned, especially in the big weekend show, is the weekends are hot.
Yeah, they are.
Everything happens on the weekend.
There are no
it really
weekends.
Does. Yeah, there are no weekends, but we're happy we get to cover it. Tom, I loved your questions asking about, what this person was going through, the fact that they were able to climb to an elevated position, though they were apparently seriously injured, and evade enemy capture and wait for these joint forces to come and rescue. I mean, it's really incredible. I'm sure a movie is going to be made soon, and we hope it does because it'll be a great one. What do you make of this deception campaign, though? Because this is kind of something straight out of, like, the TV show Homeland.
I'm so happy that Fox is talking about it. I am. They need to bring this to light. You need to talk about it. You need to talk about all the propaganda pushers that go with the one-liners, calling, insulting people. This needs to be talked about.
Yeah, well,
and then all the fake fucking media they're putting out on Twitter.
Because all day yesterday we're trying to get the information, and we're saying, where is he? How was he separated from the other pilot? At what point in the rescue are they? Now, they can't tell us any of this stuff. So, we're part of the disinformation campaign. We got to be in the dark until the rescue happens. The amazing thing was those planes, we got fouled up again by sand. This has been dogging us for years. When I was a little kid, I remember that the President Carter had that failed rescue attempt of the Iranian hostages. The sand took them down because the sand gets up in the propellers. We lost a plane when we rescued bin Laden. We had to blow that plane up. Remember that, right? And that helicopter. And we had to blow up some of these aircraft. We're always getting stuck in the sand. I mean, that's an assignment for some, some industrial technology here. How are we going to deal with this sand in the future?
Stuck, but not stopped.
Yeah.
Lisa, I'm glad that you asked that question about what message this sends to Iran. We were discussing yesterday the hypotheticals of how this was going to shake out and what it was going to do to the political narrative. Not that that really matters when you're dealing with a service member in their life, but I think today this kind of changes the conversation a little bit.
Well, it does. And as people are asking, how does this war end? What's going to be the end result of it? I think the broader message here is don't bet against the United States military. Don't bet against the United States, right? And this could have gone south really quickly. I mean, this is the first time in more than 2 decades you had a U.S. combat jet that was shot down in combat. And clearly the Iranians wanted him, right? That's why they put a bounty on his head. That could have allowed Iran to potentially dictate, what happens in the Iranian war moving forward, dictate the terms, because we would want to get our soldier back. Also, what stands out to me, too, is the lengths that we went to go get our American soldier. The White House tweeted out, "No man left behind. God bless America. God bless our troops." I think back to the botched withdrawal after Afghanistan and Joe Biden leaving Americans behind in Afghanistan and then going out in those press conferences and turning his backs to the press corps and refusing to answer questions after leaving those Americans behind. Not on President Trump's watch. And then, again, this wasn't just one high-stakes extraction, two that the United States was successfully able to pull off. So don't bet against the United States military. And thank God that this colonel was saved. 36 hours survived with broken legs and internal injuries.
I agree. I think that if the immigration, if you hire an illegal and they go to your job and they bust your job, and the employers knew that they were illegals, or they skipped certain procedures to make sure they didn't hire illegals, they should be charged for human trafficking, and they should be put in jail. 100%.
What a thing to wake up to on Easter morning as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
An incredible gift.
Okay. So we will be doing the fishies today. So we will be getting onto that stream and looking at the fishies as long as the option is still there. So I'm going to do the fish stream after the main stream during the weekdays. And then on the weekends, I'm just going to get the fuck off and enjoy the rest of my away from the masses of propaganda pushers that are very, 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 there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So I'm going to roll out of this stream. And then in a couple minutes, there will be a nice little 10 or 11 minute stream where you can join, where we're going to be looking at the wildlife stream, It should still be underwater fish. It just depends if that one is one I can still click on, but we'll be looking at that. I can't believe it's already 11:30. That's crazy to me. So yeah, it's the calm after the storm. This is the storm. Now we're going to the calm. So yeah, oh my God, dude, I can't talk right now. W viewers, W channel members, W donators, even if some of y'all are misguided. W constant viewers, thank all of you for showing up. We will be going live again in a couple minutes. I just gotta close up shop here, and then I'll be able to start streaming from the other side, right? So just give me a few minutes, but let me get the music going. Let me go on and get that music going. You don't have to show up to it, but every little bit helps for sure. Where's the music? Right here.
I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate,
I'm gonna lower just a little bit more. So thank all of you for the support. W Donald Trump, go get him, cowboy. Hopefully I can wake up tomorrow and hear that either the regime surrendered or that we blew up a whole bunch more of their shit. Stay away from crazy people. Don't get involved with them. We might end up making fun of you here on the comments. Who knows? Or a video, depending on how dumb you are. It happens a lot. Please stay safe out there. Stay around friendly people. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. And I will see y'all, some of y'all in a few minutes, but the rest of y'all I will see tomorrow bright and early, because we're here every day. So please sub to the channel. We're here every day, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And then a little bit after that too, but you don't have to show up for that. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see y'all in a little bit, actually. Peace!
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this,